And I believe we should be set up to go. So without further ado, may I introduce Linkus7 and Wind Waker All Dungeons.
Thank you. All right, hello everybody. My name is Linkus7, and today we're going to be doing a speedrun of The Legend of Zelda All Dungeons. Well, Wind Waker as well, but you already said that. Either way, so there's a couple of things I want to talk about before we actually start the run, but thankfully, Wind Waker does provide us with this beautiful 5-minute intro cutscene. So I think we could just start the time immediately and then get into commentary. But first, what is the winning bid war incentive or file name?
Our file name with $2,017 is in fact Pausa.
Pausa. Beautiful. Yeah, you will see that. All right. Well, then I am ready to start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, good luck. Good luck.
Thank you. But before we get into the actual intro of Wind Waker, let's get a quick word from our sponsor. Thank you so much, Epic Games, for sponsoring this video. Did you guys know that Fall Guys is going free? That's right, one of your favorite games of all time, Fall Guys, is officially coming to every single store, and it is going to be totally free. That means that if you own an Xbox, a PlayStation, a Nintendo Switch, or a PC, so you can download the Epic Game Store, you can now download Fall Guys Free For All. Fall Guys Free For All has optional in-game items that can be purchased, but they're all cosmetic. They do not affect the gameplay in any way, which I think is absolutely amazing. And best of all, with this launch starting June 21st, you're also launching a brand new season, which will include new rounds, new shows, costumes, new gameplay, and more importantly, it also features full crossplay and cross progression, meaning that you can pick up Fall Guys on any platform and have it work perfectly seamless. And if you've happened to have purchased a copy of Fall Guys before June 21st, don't worry, because Epic is going to hit you up with both the Legacy Pack, which comes with some amazing costumes, such as the Veggie Dog, the Feasty Dwarf costume, plus the Season Pass for Season 1. So, if any of this sounds interesting to you and you want to hop on Fall Guys to play with your favorite creators or friends for that matter, then definitely be sure to download Fall Guys right now. Links are in the description of this video. Thank you so much, Epic Games, for sponsoring this video. All right, so what you're going to see today is All Dungeons. Now, if any of you guys have been around SGDQ for a while and you've been keeping track of the runs in general, this run is going to be very, very different. We usually speed on any percent, but All Dungeons on the GameCube version has recently had some massive changes in the order in which you do things, which is like a first for Wind Waker. I've always had to follow the same order, but there's actually some brand new major sequence breaks that I can't wait to show you guys. But before we get further into the run, I think I should also introduce my couch. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, hi, my name is EJ. I am a runner and part of the community for Wind Waker SD.
Yeah, same. I'm Gubbity Bobbity. Been here for quite a while, but first GDQ, first Wind Waker run here. It's really exciting, and I'm really excited to see Links do this run.
Yeah, and also before we get further into it, I also want to shout out Gymnast. He's not actually here right now, unfortunately. He did end up getting COVID, so he was not able to attend the event, but he was originally supposed to do this run. So massive shout outs to Gymnast. He's an absolutely amazing Wind Waker runner. So yeah, definitely a huge shout out to him. But yeah, either way, I guess I can kind of just take away some of the first questions that I see every single day on Twitch chat or on the YouTube comment section. So you will first of all notice immediately that this game is in Japanese, and there are a few version exclusive glitches, but none that actually matters in this speedrun that we're doing, or I think in any speedrun, the leaderboard actually for that matter. So it's only for the text. If you were to do a glitchless playthrough of this game, Japanese is almost 20 minutes faster compared to English. That's how slow English is in this game. So it's a huge time save to play on Japanese. You're also going to be noticing that I'm going to be going a little bit off screen every now and then. I will have a Game Boy here because these runs do use the Tingle Tuner, which is an add-on. So we will be using that. But otherwise, there's not too much to explain in the intro in general. There's a few things I want to mention once we get done with it, but if you want to read like a donation or two quickly, that would be great.
I can surely do that for you. We have $100 from Anonymous, who says, "Don't forget everyone, see if your job matches donations. And P.S., hey chat, you're cute." We also have $250 from Sparrow the Spider, who says, as a Nintendo kid growing up, I love Zelda, I love Mario, and I love Metroid. Let's see that Mario 64 run, and good luck to Linkus.
Thank you.
Have time for a few more?
Yeah.
We have $1,100. And that comes to us courtesy of Pausa, who says, Pausa.
Beautiful. I guess that is a perfect transition into now when this intro is about to end, what all the pauses are about. So, if you haven't seen Wind Waker before, early game is just very long in this game. It takes forever. You pretty much just go from cutscene to cutscene to cutscene to cutscene for like 30 minutes straight. Some small gameplay sections in between, but it's fairly much just cutscenes for 30 minutes. And the only way to actually skip that would be to somehow be able to leave Outset Island early. But you will know if you play this game that it's entirely just ocean, and the only way to get around really is by using the boat, which we obviously don't have. So what we're going to be doing instead is we're going to be trying to do a glitch on a super swimming. Now, this is actually quite an easy glitch once you have the Wind Waker, which is on Dragon Roost, which is on the opposite side of the ocean. Now, there is one way around this, and that is something known as manual super swim. Because every single time you're in the water with Link and you turn around, you will gain a small amount of negative speed. And if you turn around again on the next frame, you will gain more negative speed. It kind of functions in a similar way to, like, if you ever watched Super Mario 64 and it's a backwards long jump glitch, it works exactly that same way, where there's no speed cap for how fast go backwards, so you can do that. Unfortunately, there's only two ways to perform this, which is either to frame perfectly pause buffer your game, and they have to be frame perfect because one frame early and it eats your input, one frame later not gaining any speed, or you have to flick the analog stick at least 16 times per second. I'm going to do a combination of the two. I'm going to partially do unbuffered, and then I'm going to be doing pause buffering for the last part. And that's where the pausa meme comes from, because you're pause buffering a game for usually minutes at a time. Hopefully it won't be too bad. If I get some good flicking going on, I should be able to skip about half of the speed from the pausa. But yeah, I guess we will find out how this goes. So let's see it. All right. Here we go. Also, crowd, I absolutely love you and your support. Please wait to clap until after I'm done with the pause buffering part, by the way, because it's rhythm-based. I'm just going to give that as a heads up. Either way, here we go.
Good luck.
See how much speed that is. Not great speed. We're gonna do this. I have to do something with my analog stick every time, so don't worry. Okay. Okay, one more time should be good. Now we should be able to start the pause buffering. And I'll explain all of this a little bit more in detail once I'm done, by the way. I just have to be very focused with this part here. Okay, now we are actually super swimming fairly fast backwards, which is very good. Now it's time for pausa. And once again, every one of these pauses has to be frame perfect, so 30th of a second. That was under one frame early.
Let's hope that's enough speed. Okay, that's the upcharge. Now we only have the next part to do. Okay, I'll explain all this in a little bit. Like I said, I'm going to stay super focused here because if I happen to fail this right now, I have to literally redo all of it from the start, which I prefer to not have to make you guys watch again. So I'm just going to stay super focused here and then explain it all in a little bit. All right, got it.
Nice, looks good. Nice. I just want to say that was a really resourceful way of switching Blackwind ESS directions.
Yeah.
Never seen that before.
Yeah, that was a lot of backups. That's really hard to do.
Yeah, I like to do that at home sometimes. But anyway, so that is manual Super Sim. So, like I mentioned earlier, every single time you turn around in the water, for the first frame, you will gain 3 units of negative speed, and there's no speed cap, so you can keep stacking that up. After I've done that, and I have enough speed, around 500-600 units. For context, your normal roll speed, I think, is like 26, so it's quite a lot of speed. I'm going to tap the target camera, or the target button, so I enter automatic camera. And if you have enough speed, so 500-600 units, what will happen is Link will be able to turn from in the middle of the camera to behind the camera in only 1 frame. And what that is going to result in is it's going to make the game flip the camera 180 degrees, since it always wants to keep the player, in this case Link, on the screen visually. And that's very advantageous because since that means the camera is flipping 180 degrees every frame, it will automatically be charging the speed for me, so I no longer have to pause for it. And after doing that for a little bit more, I do a very scary air refill, which if I touch the beach there, I lose all my speed and have to start over. But thankfully we got it, and there's the Wind Waker, and we can actually now be completely in the safe zone, because even if I mess up now, I can use the Wind Waker. There is a lot of stuff that's coming up soon that I want to explain, but there's like a 1-minute cutscene here, so if you want to do a donation or two before that, then this is a great time for it.
Oh, I always want to do a donation or two. We have $10 from the Pardoos, and they say, Likati Linkus, from Swedes on holiday in Spain, cheering on a true gaming Viking. Are you a Viking?
Maybe in my heart, not visually.
We have $5 from Princess Neko Cases, who says, had to donate during one of my favorite runners and games. Good luck on your run, Linkus. Remember to choose an incentive when donating and use your free Prime sub. Those are good reminders.
That is very true. Don't forget, chat, that if you have an Amazon Prime account and you connect it to Twitch account, you can get Prime Game, which you can subscribe for free. Or you're going to click on subscribe and then click on subscribe to Prime. It's that easy. And it's for a good cause.
Yeah, Doctors Without Borders, very good cause. Can I go in one more?
Yeah, of course.
We have $100 from X Wiley Willie, who says, positively thrilled to see Wind Waker at GDQ again. Good luck, Linkus. You got this.
Thank you. All right, so now once the cutscene is done and I have the Wind Waker, I'm going to be performing a glitch here known as storage. So I'm going to be climbing up this ledge, take out the Wind Waker, and then cancel it 3 frames before I land. Now, when I hold up, you're going to be seeing this. Now, storage is a very technical glitch, and I'm going to show a lot of different use cases, actually just within the next few minutes, but this is the super sim portion of it. Basically, what storage it does if you take out the Wind Waker once you've obtained the glitch is it allows you to move around while in the Wind Waker mode. And the reason that's so useful is because if you think about it, if you played any, 3D Zelda game, like Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, you name it, when you take out and you play your instrument, you obviously face the camera, right? You always face the camera. You're not looking at Link's, back when you're playing your instrument. So that's where it can be very useful to us, because if you're able to move around in the Wind Waker mode, that means that by just holding up, the camera has to turn around with Link every frame, since it always has to face the front of him. And that's what we take advantage of to be able to do super swimming. So it functions the same as the manual super sim glitch, just that we don't have to, turn around the analog stick manually. Right here also, we just did a little bit of a rung warp. You can probably notice, if you know this game well, that I'm in Forsaken Fortress right now. When you go to that submarine right there, the game is going to basically take a look at Link, and it's going to decide is he in Forsaken Fortress or in the overworld? And how it decides that with the moblins with lanterns is by looking if you have a sword in your inventory, which I do not. Because the only time when you would not have a sword and you would meet this enemy is in Forsaken Fortress 1. So when it doesn't see that, it thinks I must be an FF1, it throws me into the jail, basically wrong warping me because this is in a completely separate room from the overworld. And now I can thankfully actually go and pick up the sword here and the Gossip Stone. Because even though I didn't like drop the sword during the cutscene from the pirate ship, it's always there in the end of this area. And it's also very useful in terms of like internal flags, because if you don't beat this area at all, King of Red Lions, the boat, will actually not spawn. So you have to make sure to go here. Right here, I just got storage again, and I'm going to store this cutscene right here. There's normally a cutscene you have to play. You can actually hear, I don't know if you can hear it on the mic, but my controller is vibrating furiously right now because the start of the cutscene starts by vibrating your controller and going like, hey, Link. And since only one frame get to play of it, I will be feeling vibrations on my controller until I reload this room, so it's a little bit of a weird side effect from doing that. It's actually a really nice stick, or pearl. I'm actually gonna pick that up. I really hope you guys can hear the vibrations, by the way. Because it gets very tiring. All right, beautiful. Now is going to be when you see your first case of chest storage. Like I said, storage can be used in many, many different ways, and this is my favorite one personally. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump down, and I'm going to obtain the storage glitch right here. And then I'm going to open the chest. You can hear that sound, and that means I got it. So what I did right there is I opened the chest for just like one frame, and then I stored the animation, so it never had time to finish. And when you're opening up a chest in Wind Waker, it changes how your collision functions, since you need to get closer to the chest to be able to properly go through the opening chest animation. That means that I can do this. And here, to get up to the top, I'm just gonna side hop and, ooh, unfortunate angle. And walk right up here.
Almost trying to get you.
Yeah, unfortunately, I am slightly light on the... Oh, God, does he actually walk over here?
You'll be fine if you stand here.
Okay. I usually don't miss the cycle. Unfortunately, I missed the first side up. That's okay, I can just wait. Yeah, you can actually see, do you see how close I physically am to the wall here? This is a good demonstration, actually, visually. You can see how close I can get. And that's just because it basically shrinks your hitbox or makes it like not like check for fine collision checks, just so you can get closer. And you can also, if you listen to the sound right now, I also obtain whatever I stored in the chest. So I just got paid for performing that glitch, basically. I'm going to be doing that a lot to get items and different things. Right here, I'm going to be abusing the AI of this moblin. I'm going to just pick up that chest, drop it, and then I can roll past him. One little nice mechanic that exists in Wind Waker to help the casual out when it comes to these barrels is if a moblin is walking around, looking around for you, and you have a barrel over your head and you drop it, Nintendo wanted to make sure that you don't like always get spotted the second you take them off. So it actually temporarily shrinks your hitbox for getting spotted after like dropping in the barrel. And we will use that to our advantage right there by picking it up, and in a second he starts walking around, we drop it so we have that shrunk hitbox so we can just roll past them, because otherwise you would never be able to make it past that in time. Right here, I'm then going to just sidle across this wall, and our sword should be here, and we should be able to beat Forsaken Fortress. There isn't really too much to explain right here either. There's going to be like a couple of minutes of cutscenes, actually. I think like 4 minutes or something. It's quite a calm early game, and it really picks up. So if you want to read some more donations, this would be a great time.
You know I do. We have $1,000. And that comes to us from Evil Penguin. And they would like to say, "Oi!"
Oi!
Thank you. Thank you for your oys. We also have $25 to keep the Wind Waker love going from Luna Mora, who says, sploosh. We have $25 from Alexander, who says, my boy Linkus7 coming in to crush this category. $25 to see simply destroy my childhood game, Super Mario 64. And that's a great reminder. Bonus game, we're less than $200,000 away. Come on, we got this. We have $25 from I Ate Your Slowpoke, which I'm so sorry
That's
to that
kind of a
Slowpoke.
sad name.
Yeah. And they have to say, loving the event this year. Fantastic work as always. Super excited to see some Wind Waker. Best of luck, Linkus.
Thank you.
Got time for a few more?
Oh yeah, plenty.
We have $25 from Nick O, who says, excited for the big final day. All the stars are here. Mario, Samus, Link, John Elden Ring. All we need now is to smash through that 2 million mark. Come on, guys, I know we can do it. We have $25 from Pawn, who says, let's go, Linkus, and let's get more GDQ. We're less than $10,000 away from that Metroid Dread Boss Rush incentive. That's only $10,000. I know y'all can do it. We also have $25 from Mudkip in Sunglasses, which sounds adorable, by the way. And they would like to say, pausa, 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 sunglasses emoji. Profound.
Yeah, I really felt those sunglasses added a lot to it.
Yes. Would you like to have some more add-ons? Because we have $25 from Josie and Beck, who says, pausa, 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 pausa from Australia.
Thank you.
That last one was Australian.
Yeah, you can do, I think, one more.
One more? Awesome. We have $50 from Cam1922, who, if you're that old, that's impressive, who said, I just had to donate during Linkus' run. Linkus is my favorite speedrunner, and Wind Waker is my favorite speed game. I first found GDQ at a very tough time in my life, and it helped me get through it. I'm thrilled that now that I have my first real job, I can give back to such an amazing event. Good luck, Linkus. Oh, and pausa.
Thank you, and congratulations on your real job. I always love those comments because I get that question all the time as a streamer. Do you have a real job? So I never really know what the real stands for, but yeah, I guess we'll find out one day. Either way, if you, AJ, if you want to explain what we're about to do here on Windfall, actually.
Yeah, so the next major objective is getting the bombs and I guess the sail on the way. We're going to use another application of storage. If you're familiar with speedruns, you know that usually, or even just casual gameplay in general, when you go to major islands, usually for the first time, the game likes to do a nice pan shot of the entire island. For speedrunning, that's kind of bad because if we were to try to super swim with storage, or if we do the storage to get camera lock and do super swim there, we would soft lock because the cutscene would never be able to do that panning shot and it would never end and we'd just be stuck. Luckily, Linkus will show off a trick called double storage, where you do some shenanigans with the text box to get storage in the camera lock, which lets us store that cutscene. And it lets us skip that soft lock. However, for the one that's coming up, it's a little special. There's 2 cutscenes that surround the island. So it's a little more complicated. So we're gonna do the same double storage. However, instead of storing both cutscenes, because we can't, we'll store one and drown into the other. And if everything's done right, you'll enter Endless Night, which is the state usually when you try to find the pirates getting bombs. It'll be raining and they'll be at Windfall, so enter that layer and we'll be able to spawn back at Windfall and the bombs will be there.
Yeah, no, it's been a hurdle for actually many, many years, because many years ago we discovered that you can skip the first portion of the Great Fish cutscene by obtaining storage. However, we were never able to figure out a way to skip the entire cutscene since there are 2 cutscenes. So if you skip the first one, it just starts the second one and soft locks you. But yeah, in recent times, people were able to figure out that if you are in the animation of drowning for like that 1 second, and then the cutscene activates while you are voiding out, you can actually activate the area and skip it entirely. I don't know how someone found it, but it's very clever.
Yeah, we'll also be seeing a lot more applications of that, just voiding out into cutscenes later on.
Yeah. I'm also hoping to get it first try because I will have to otherwise just reload my save file. It is quite slow to fail it, but it is very, very precise. And there's also a small chance that my game can crash when I do this trick. So I'll definitely be safety saving in case that happens. Now we're gonna buy the sail. And we also rescued Tingle right there, by the way. We don't actually need him for deciphering charts. It's purely just because the Tingle tuner is such a powerful item in this game. You absolutely need it to be able to perform this speedrun optimally. I'm also going around here just collecting a ton of rupees because you will need a lot of them to be able to perform this route, thanks to Tingle from the Tingle tuner shop. But yeah, I'll explain that all a little bit later. But here we're coming up on what EJ was explaining earlier. So I'm gonna first try and get storage here. Okay. So we're gonna store his text. You can see his mouth is like moving, but he's not actually moving. So that means we store the text. So if I take out the Wind Waker now, I will immediately be prompted by his text. And then I'm gonna try while the text is on my screen to get storage again. Beautiful. And then I'm going to finish the text box while I'm in the water. And then I'm going to save to save, which I actually forgot. So I'm going to do that right now.
Yeah, canceling the text box there gives you storage back. So
Yeah.
he now has storage again.
Super swim towards Crayfish. And yeah, this is a very tricky glitch to perform. So hopefully we can get this pretty smoothly. Okay.
Yeah, that worked.
Yeah, that worked. Okay, beautiful.
If you pay really close attention, you can hear the rain when you void out, and that's how you know you got it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see that he started to like fall as the void out was happening, and you can also notice that like fade out we were talking about, like the like blackout when you're drowning, it only lasts for like literally like, I don't know, 0.6 seconds, 0.7 seconds, and that has to be when you hit the cutscene trigger. So you kind of just have to go based upon feeling. That was actually most purely luck, the fact that I got it. I actually messed up my setup there. But yeah, either way, that went really well. But yeah, so right here, we are going to now go and get bombs because, like EJ mentioned earlier, because we activated Endless Night, which you can notice based upon the weather, the pirate ship will spawn on Windfall now. Usually, I would have to watch a long cutscene of getting a password, but you can do a glitch here known as a roll clip. So you're going to see here, if I climb here, do you see how I'm partially inside of the wall here? So if I now climb up and press A on the very first frame, I can actually roll inside of the object. I can then just side up into the loading zone and skip the password. Okay, and here we're just coming up on our favorite thing, which is ropes. It's very shocking that Nintendo went out of their way to try and actually fix and patch the ropes on the HD version, and it's a new way of broken. I actually prefer the GameCube ropes purely because it's consistently broken. So if you learn the timing, you can always do it consistently, while on the HD version, it works more of the time, but there's almost like a luck feeling to it if it fails. But yeah, so we're just gonna do this setup, immediately jump, go for this rope, and it should be pretty fast. I'm also gonna do a little trick here. If you listen to the sound right here, I'm gonna press A right now. And that's because it takes like 2 or 3 swings to build up your speed. But if you press A to like let go of the rope at the perfect time, you will actually immediately re-grab the rope. And when you're jumping into a rope, you gain more speed than by swinging on it. So you can skip 2 or 3 swings each time. And then we can just immediately go and pick up bombs. I'm coming up on a lot of commentary and tricky stuff very soon. So if you want to read 1 or 2 donations before we get there, you can feel free.
Sure thing. We have $100 from Kira. And I would first like to apologize for my previous sploosh because, Kira would like to say, "Oi!" And we also have $100 from Anonymous who would like us to bring it back with some kaboom. So kaboom! Oh, I'm sorry, we're back to $25 from Alex for sploosh. Can I get in one more?
Yeah, of course.
We have $15 from, oh my goodness, a celebrity, the King of Red Lions. And the King of Red Lions would like to say, that girl you liked, she's a princess. That boat you've been riding, me.
Beautiful. But yeah, either way. Right now, you can see that we're using the Tingle Tuner. Maybe a lot of you guys might not actually have been using the Tingle Tuner when you grew up because you need a Game Boy Advance and a GBA to GameCube connection cable. For a casual, it's pretty much like a live updating map. Kind of imagine like a early game gamepad, like the Wii U gamepad. But more importantly, why we are interested in it is because it actually does have a shop. Incredibly overpriced shop, but it has some special tweaks to it. So, for example, it sells red and blue potions, which might not sound that interesting at first glance until you realize that unlike a normal potion where you have to physically drink it, this potion, you press B on the Tingle Tuner, you wait about 10 seconds, and then you just get healed, no matter where you are. Meaning that we can actually use some glitches in combination with that. There's also some items that have effects that do not appear anywhere else in the game, like the Tingle Balloon, which basically activates like Ocarina of Time's hover boots. You can walk in the air for 5 seconds for 30 rupees, which normally for a casual probably wouldn't help that much. But in terms of speedrunning, it has a lot of use cases. Right here to get into Forest Haven early, I'm going to do a Wind Waker dive right here. And by doing so and waiting to cancel it, I can get really far underneath the water. And I can then just kind of swim underneath it. And if you are in a base of water and there's a water source higher than you and there's no collision in between, which this will be the case with this loading zone, you will always be prioritized to the higher surface. So you just get popped up immediately, no problem. And we're in Forest Haven. Coming up here is one of the strangest skips. This is DQ cutscene skip, and it's very, very convoluted. Normally what would happen is I would bonk this tree, these choo-choos is gonna fall down on the ground, you kill all of them, and then the cutscene starts. Now, I'm gonna do something very different. I'm gonna first obtain storage and bonk the tree. So it's technically like normal except for the fact that I had storage. However, this will mess up the AI of the choo-choos, and you're gonna see that in just a second. So, since normally they will go forward, then fall down, and then you fight them, because they only got to play one frame of that animation until it gets skipped because of storage glitch, they are just consistently right now, come on storage, just sliding forward, and you're gonna be able to see that in a second. Thank you. You can see how all of them are just lined up against these walls right here. And if I just put a little bit of pressure on them, they should just kind of be popping out of this wall here. And the beautiful thing is that they're just continuously is going forward. They have no other properties than going forward. And once they go forward, they will actually fall out of bounds. And once they've fallen out of bounds for a long enough time, they will automatically despawn and void out. And that considers you to have beaten them. And the reason I'm doing all of this is because I want to try and do a delayed death, where I can try and basically have one of the chews die while I'm doing other stuff. So what I'm going to try and do right here is at a very precise timing. That's unfortunate. I'm going to try at a very precise timing, side hop to push him out, and then walk up to the Dika tree right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see if we got it. Beautiful. All right. Nice. All right. So yeah, at the exact same time when that last chew fell out of bounds and voided out, so he basically died, I get crushed by the Dika tree. And it works the same thing as Great Fish, where while I'm like voiding out during that half a second black void out, the chew dies and it immediately activates the cutscene. But since I void out, I don't have to watch it. But the Dika tree, or the Dika leaf, I should say, still spawns. Right here, you're also going to see a brand new glitch that you have not seen in this run before, known as a zombie hover. I'm going to actually have to use my Game Boy here a little bit as well. And this is why we use the Game Boy. So this will be your first showcase of why we're using that. Hopefully we get this first try. If not, thankfully it's not too slow to retry, but let's see. Oh, that's unfortunate. All right, I'm just gonna hold the suspense a little bit longer until I explain what we're gonna try and do there. It will make a lot more sense if you're able to visually see the trick. Okay. If you want to read just like one donation while I take damage again, you have time for that.
Sure thing. We have $25 from Snapper, who says, can't wait to see Sploosh Kaboom on the big stage again. Thank you, Linkus, for keeping me occupied every week. And thank you to everyone donating to such a fantastic cause. Will we be seeing any splooshing or kabooming?
Thankfully not.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, not 100% today, Chad. Sorry. Actually, I'm not really that sorry, but...
Speaking of chat, we did have some questions in chat regarding if there will be a chat choir.
A what?
A chat choir? Are they allowed to sing with the chorus?
Oh yeah, of course. I expect nothing less. Alright, let's hope we get this second try.
Nice.
Yeah, if you want, you can explain it, EJ. But yeah.
Yeah, so in this game, usually when you die, you die. However, for some reason, there's like a 10-frame window where you can still get an input out. I don't know why that's the case. But there kind of is still a failsafe for that. The game developers still made it so that whatever usually happens ends after 1 frame. So you can jump slash, but it ends after a frame. It only plays the first frame of the animation. However, if you mash that really, really fast over and over again, he's fine, by the way.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Don't worry.
If you mash it fast over and over again, you can gain height. Max can be 15 times per second. And yeah, in combination with the Tingle Tuner to heal with the red potion, he can enter the loading zone. You can land up there, but there's a trigger there that once you go high enough, you'll void out up there anyways, so it's fine.
Yeah, and that's also, I think you slightly brushed on it, EJ, so I was focused on the matching, but yeah, that's also why we're using a Tingle Tuner, to be very clear. One, the frame you land on the ground after performing that glitch, you're just gonna get a game over straight away. So the only way to not have a game over take place is by either landing on a piece of heart, which there's not an option for up there, or by using the red tig, since that can heal me in midair. But yeah, the difficult thing about that trick is you have to do a consistent rhythm. So to optimally do that trick, you want to press the B button 15 times per second. But you also want to do it like every other frame. So you have to do like 1 frame B press, next frame no B press, etc. Right here, I'm going to be doing some stuff on my Game Boy again. And you're going to notice here the second use case of the Tingle Tuner. So we're going to go ahead and start the purchase. And now if you look at underneath like Link's feet, you can see this green tingle icon. You can see it activating, and I can now run in the air for 5 seconds. And that should just barely give me enough distance to not have to stop in the middle right there on that second platform, and instead just make it all the way in here, just like a small little optimization. And while we're flying here, I'm also gonna change the item. Tingle Tuner. Beautiful. All right. Now we're coming on Forbidden Woods. Now, Forbidden Woods, we haven't done Dragon Roost yet. Thankfully, that's fine. Because we got bombs early, and bombs early absolutely destroys this dungeon. Normally, you have to do puzzles to break all of these eyes, and it's not until halfway through the dungeon once you receive an item that can actually start interacting with any of these eyes, which is the boomerang. But since we got bombs early, which takes place after this dungeon, it is an item that can deal damage to these. So I'm going to be basically skipping every single puzzle for this dungeon, but just placing bombs everywhere. And I'm also going to be using some other techniques as well. In this next stream, you're going to see something that I'll be using a couple of times throughout the run as a little extra incentive to use the Tingle Tuner. Nintendo has some secrets where Tingle will give you some hints, and if you explode a Tingle bomb at that location, you can get a 50 rupee reward. So right here, I'm gonna explode a Tingle balloon, and that will give me a 50 rupee, so like 40 rupees profit. And I basically know by heart where these are, so that throughout the run, I can continuously get rupee refills, since Tingle is very, very expensive, and I have to continue using him to properly execute this run. Right here, I'm going to do chest storage again. And that's going to allow us to quickly get up here. And it's also going to be used slightly later for a boss key skip, which you will see in a second. But yeah, it's not a really bad dungeon at all. It's very straightforward. This dungeon, from start to finish, including the boss, takes about, I think, 3 or 4 minutes. It's very short. It's one of the shortest in the game. And we're not gonna go anywhere. We're just gonna straight head to the boss now. I do have to be a little bit careful to not fall down here because you can't do a normal climb up animation while you have storage actually. So if you fall down there, it's very hard to get back up and you can easily drown and lose the glitch. Because if you void out, you'll just lose chest storage, so it'll be really bad. I'm also purposely taking some damage here, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. That is not an accident. There's going to be another zombie hover later. But yeah, and here you can see also how easy some boss key skips can get with storage, where you're just going to walk right through. Here, normally how you would fight this boss is you would take the boomerang and you would, use it to shoot all the vines down. It's grabbing the roof, it's gonna fall down, and you have a short amount of time to damage him. On the HD version, to skip this, use the grappling hook, but to the same effect of hitting all the vines. Thankfully, on the GameCube version, Caladiamo's hitbox for the boss itself is actually still active once he is in the air, meaning that with well-timed bombs, you can actually damage him. So you can see right there, I got a bomb stuck, and if you listen to the hit here, he got hit. Second hit. Unfortunately, didn't get that bomb stuck, that's okay. Yeah, the hitbox is a little bit funky, and especially to get the bomb stuck, it's not fun. But that's 3. Just one more. He also can move around, so right there you saw that as I threw it, he moved, so I couldn't get it. But yeah, that's 4 hits, and that's boss done.
While Link is celebrating, can I bother you for a quick donation?
Of course. Just don't go too long, because Chad will not be happy if you talk over the Oz.
Oh, we'll hurry through. We have $10,000 from the Yeti.
Oh, wow.
Woo. Yeti says, hey all, Yeti here together. I think Link has drank too much salt water. I've never seen him move that fast before. We're moving fast today, so here's another $10,000. This donation is from your orders from the official SGDQ collection. $5 from every shirt sold is donated directly to MSF. Grab your tees at theyeti.com. Sploosh! Time for one more? We have $100 from Schnickolis, who just says, Linkus!
What? I was just drinking my coffee. I'm sorry.
Apparently you're not allowed to do that.
All right, you have time for one more, and then it is time to all come together.
All right. We have $50 from Zwans Or, who says, SM64 pausable? Let's make it a positive certainty.
All right, so for anyone who doesn't know Twitch chat, right here, it is time to come together. Crowd, if you want to as well, feel free. It is time for the Oz. All the quarks are going to come together and play us all a song. Beautiful. And now before the GDQ staff gets mad at me, that does not give you the right to spam off throughout the rest of the stream. This was a temporary thing. That's enough spamming.
They did a very good job. They sang very well.
I'm glad. All right. Yeah, so now, once we've been in this dungeon, we are going to be heading out. We've already taken a good amount of damage, and my objective here is to leave and super swim to Dragon Roost. On the way there, I'm also going to be stopping at a triangle island and quickly just place the pearl that I just picked up. But my general purpose right now is to get the final dungeon in early game, which is going to be the pearl for Dragon Roost Cavern. So we're going to be doing that. First, I need to actually get to a good storage spot. So the easiest way to do that is just to enter and leave Beetle to make him respawn back into place right here. Shouldn't be too bad though. There we go. And also, while I'm playing right here, gonna be changing the item I have on my Tingle Tuner to Red Potion again. Usually when I'm at home and I have like my own setup, what I usually do is I use my nose to navigate the GBA, so I can mash and then just use my head to use it as like a pointer with my nose, so I never have to take my hands off the controller and mash slower. It's a little bit tricky though to set up an extra table here, so yeah, I'm gonna have to try and multitask a little bit more. Here's the first pearl. Orb. My bombs are actually quite low, so I'm gonna try and take some damage on Fire Mountain right here on the way to Dragon Roost. It's gonna be a little bit awkward, but hopefully it'll be fine. So I'm just gonna kind of swim into this island. There we go. Nice. All right, and hopefully this goes well. Hopefully I don't fail another liftoff. Let's see how this goes.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Whew. You do this to skip 2 very long cutscenes, by the way.
Yeah, like right here, if I got a jump there, I would activate a cutscene. There's an invisible trigger right in front of me there for the delivery bag, and there's also one more...
outside.
Yeah.
Also, I believe you would crash if you entered that cutscene from this direction.
Do you, actually?
I think so.
I don't want to test to find out. I'll take your word for it. Also right here, thankfully, we do not have to get a bottle and raise the water, because with the power of the leaf, you can get over it very quickly. And you can see that I'm already once again starting to take more damage again, by the way. This is another zombie ever come up. Thankfully, this is the last zombie ever I'll have to do for quite a while. Actually, for the last one for the run now, actually.
Yeah, the last one's optional.
Yeah.
Well, they're all optional, but
Yeah, there's...
they save a lot of time.
Yeah, there is one in the end of the run that if you want to go for a record, you could probably do. It only, if done perfectly with 2 other glitches combined, only saves about half a minute. And it adds a lot of risk to the run, so for a GDQ run, I'm not. But yeah, normally this would be the second last one. For today, this would be the last one we'll do. I'm just gonna let them hit me here while I put my tingle bomb over there, because that's where a secret 50 rupee is hidden. Go. Go away.
Surprised you got that target off there.
I know.
Okay. Potion. All right, this is also the longest zombie ever, actually, so hopefully this goes well. Yeah, this is the longest one and the last one. There's also a lot of luck that can screw me over right here, because at any point during the zombie ever, there's a very small % chance that a key can see me and hit me down. There's also random rocks that drop throughout this room that can, if you get super unlucky, randomly hit you in the face and make you fall down. You can see them right there, actually. So sometimes, I've only had it happen to me twice ever, one of those rocks can just hit you while you're zombie evering, so hopefully none of this happens. But let's find out. Here we go.
Basically skipping the first 2 floors of the dungeon with this hover.
I'm actually really scared of that timing. I'm gonna have to restart it. Okay. Usually I can't, like, there's a really poorly bad speaker on the GBA that can make you hear when it's about to kick in. I can't hear it. So I didn't know if the timing was too early or not, so I didn't want to risk it, so I re-equipped it. But yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Whew. And yeah, we're gonna do this dungeon completely the opposite direction of what you would normally expect. If you played this dungeon before, you probably will recognize that this is the way that you would in the vanilla game go to get the boss key. But with the leaf and with perfect leaf cancels, you can just barely grab all of these ledges right here and go the opposite way, which grants you access to the mini boss room. And the mini boss room is only 1 room away from the boss door. So with that, we can just go right up here. Let's see how the storage goes. Yesterday in the practice room, we're testing. We figured out a random soft lock here and also a way to avoid it if it happens, thankfully. But yeah, it is hopefully not gonna happen.
Maybe.
Oh, first try, beautiful. Okay, so this is like a record strat. If I get hit during me playing this song right here, then my game would have soft locked. So right there, I did storage so that the cutscene of this guy dropping down and spawning was playing while, without the game being paused, and I could move. If you then get a second storage, you can play the song of Change in the Wind while the in-game is still playing, so the game never pauses, which allows me to change the wind without waiting a single second, because usually, it's like a 15-second time loss to play it. But you have to do 2 frame-perfect tricks back-to-back to do it, and I think it probably saves 5 seconds or something. It's very minor, so it's kind of a swag strat. Yeah, there's the grappling hook. You're also going to notice that in general in Wind Waker, every type of boss key that exists, we ignore. The only rare exception is Tower of the Gods, because it's actually, you have to pick up the boss key to even access that room. But yeah, here's another good example of boss doors being completely broken with chest storage. So once we enter this room here from behind, we're also going to spawn at the rock, by the way, because we're going the complete wrong side here. But yeah, so when you come here, there's two beautiful placed chests right next to the door, thankfully for us. So we're gonna try and get storage here. Frame early. Frame early. There we go. Store it. Boop. And done. All right, this boss is very straightforward. There's really nothing to explain. So if you want to read some donations, that'd be a great time.
Sounds good. We have $250 from Amanda Campbell, who said, "It took me forever to make this donation. I kept trying to click the link, but he was swimming so fast." We also have $200 from 32 Point Compass Rose, who says, "Real job? Nah, you have a complex job. One part real, one part imaginary. Shout out to math nerds."
That sounds about right.
Time for any more?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay, awesome. We have $100 from The Weakest Link, who says, "My first live donation. So glad I was able to catch the event this year. You are awesome and keep up the great work." We have $25 from John and Julie, who say, "Tingle, tingle, kulu limbo." Had to donate during our favorite Zelda game of all time. Good luck on the run, Linkus.
Thank you.
We also have $50 from Gray and Argentus, who say, "Hey, Linkus, we've been really excited about this run. We'll donate another $50 if you get Pumpkin and Skip first try."
I hate to break this to you. I'm not actually going to go for Pumpkin and Skip. So I think you should donate the 50 anyway, since technically it will be first try because we never failed it.
0th try is
exactly.
even more impressive.
Yeah, for context, there is a trick to skip up again in this game. And I do go for it at home. The only issue is that it is 100% RNG based or luck based. You clip outside of like a boundary, you shoot a fire arrow, and you have to hope that an enemy that gets hit by this fire arrow has a far bouncing animation. It's not determined based upon anything except for your RNG value, so luck. And you have roughly a 1 in 3 chance of it working, and every time you don't get it, you lose about 3 minutes on this version. So I decided to not go for that because you have to get it like first try to save time, second try about breaks even. So considering the fact that in theory I could be stuck for 15-20 minutes if I get unlucky, I didn't want to risk that at a GDQ. So we're just going to be defeating him, which is actually cooler though, because you get to see some cool snipes. Also, we're not going to pick up any hearts. We're coming up on another short cutscene, and then some gameplay base, so you can read a few more donations if you want.
Love that. We have $50 from Vivian Toga, who says, thank you. We have $200 from Kashi, who says, "Your explanations during runs paired with great execution never fail to impress, Linkus. You got this. Thanks to SGDQ for a great week and to Linkus7 community for being so awesome."
Thank you.
We have $50 from Shaky, who says, "Been looking forward to this Wind Waker run all week. Linkus7 is an amazing speedrunner, though I'll never forgive him for what happened to Linkus6. I'm scared."
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
All right. We have $25. Oh, sorry, I read that one. We have $250 from The Opposite, who says, "Donating to 120-star run because my kids, shout out Caden and Bennett, asked me to. Hashtag here together."
Cute.
Time for a few more?
Yeah, you can do one more.
We have $25 from Carly HB, who says, good luck to Linkus, whose any % Wind Waker run at SGDQ 2018 got me interested in speedrunning. Let's get that Super Mario 64 bonus game for a good cause. Couldn't agree more.
Sounds great.
Shout out to Endless Night during this cutscene, by the way.
Yeah, you're not supposed to have... I think it can only be day, actually. I don't think it can even be night, normally, during this sequence of the game. It's like time is locked, I'm pretty sure. Coming up here, we're going to be doing a double storage super swim. Like EJ mentioned earlier, if you don't, you will soft lock based upon the camera. But this one is going to actually be a little bit special of a super swim, and it's going to be a form that you haven't seen before. And it is going to be combining the Tingle Tuner with super swimming, which is not something that you usually see. The reason we have to do for this one is because it's a really far super swim. Usually you can only without area fills make it about 3 coordinates, and I have to go across the entire ocean in this one, so I have to make sure that I have a lot more speed than I would usually have. So we're gonna do something special here. So I'm gonna first get double storage. I'm gonna enter the water. I'm gonna charge up some of my speed. Then I'm gonna be super swimming down here, and I'm gonna be pausing and looking at the map here to make sure that I'm at the perfect spot right here. That seems good. I'm gonna hold up, and then I'm gonna wait, and now I'm gonna start purchasing the balloon. And now I'm gonna go for this fair island here. Gonna pause buffer to let it load. And then we're going to run in the air. And that also not only let us run in the air to get much further, it also gave us full air, meaning that now we can simply just super swim for the rest of the distance, and we should be able to make it across the ocean.
It is a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah, yeah. The timing of being able to run in the air there is very tricky. Yeah, the hardest thing with the Tingle Tuner is that anytime you press, like, purchase something, it takes over 10 seconds before it actually does it. So for precise timings like that, when I'm having to rely on, like, super swimming and an island loading and positioning, it gets very tricky. It takes a lot of practice to get down. For this next part, I think that, like, this run is kind of, like, weird in how it's split up. There's, like, a ton of gameplay non-stop, and then there's some sequences that have a lot of cutscenes. Tower of the Gods is, like, the middle point. This is where we get a lot of story and a lot of straightforward stuff. And then after, when we get down to Hyrule, that's when the run really kicks up, and it's, like, non-stop. So if you want to, like, catch up on a lot of the nations right now, that'd be a good time, because I'm just gonna, like, watch a cutscene, super swim, watch a cutscene. So...
Sure thing. We have $517 from Dr. Bob-tastic. Yeah, that's a lot of money. They say, back in December of 2020, Linkus rated my tiny stream with 517 viewers. I never forgot his generosity. Here's $1 for each of those viewers, and good luck on the run, Linkus.
Thank you. I think it's cute too that I remember the exact 517.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. After years, I would not remember that.
We have $25 from Worm. I hope they're a literal worm. It would be really cute. They say, Wind Waker means so much to me as a person. I'm so hyped to see the run. Less than 3. We have $25 from Vice the Legend, who says, Pirates supporting pirates. Tetra is such a fun character, and Wind Waker is one of my favorite games ever. Comrades, trust, and cooperation are the true treasures in this world. Sounds like everyone here at GDQ. 2 million hype!
Hype!
Thank you, audience. You never disappoint. We have $50 from Zach, who says, this GDQ has been an absolute blast, and I cannot wait to ruin my sleep schedule with the final day. Donation goes to SM64 for even more GDQ. Yes, we do want more GDQ, please. Time for a few more?
Oh yeah, you got plenty.
Perfect.
You got minutes.
Wonderful. We have $10 from Zans, who says, huge shout out to everyone. I've been enjoying every GDQ so far and wish everyone good luck. Also, give me the Super Mario 64 run. It's very demanding, but you know what? I agree, so.
How far are we away from that now?
We are about $185,000 away, so I believe
do
in
that.
everyone. Yeah.
It's the last day, and we're also so close to 2 mil, chat.
Yeah, come on. We got this. I believe in us. We have $1,000 from Marcus. That should help.
Nice.
Yeah. And they say, been watching since 2011. It's been amazing to watch this event and community change and grow over the years. Every year, this group does an incredible job and improves on previous years. And watching how well they were able to adapt to a fully remote event and then incorporate the remote aspects in this year to allow people from all around the world to more easily show off their runs and community is incredible. It's been such a privilege to be able to see how well these events are run and how much time and effort are put into them. Thank you for putting on these events, and thank you for being one of the best communities out there. Definitely agree. We have $100 from Anonymous, who says, I've been watching since SGDQ, that's classic games done quick, all those years ago, and today I am watching with my newborn son. Here's to many more years that we can share with you all. It's a pretty long time. Still time for more?
Yep. Go right ahead.
Wonderful. Just keep checking in. We have $25 from Case, who says, fortunate enough to have my birthday on the final day of SGDQ this year. Here's to another great run in one of my favorite Zelda games as well. Happy birthday.
Can we get some Feels Birthday Man in the chat?
It does feel birthday, man.
Yeah.
We have $25 from KRL, who says, Wind Waker is one of my most loved Zelda games. Thank you, Linkus, for showing off this wonderful run. Donating towards the Metroid Dread boss rush for one of my other favorite game series. Hashtag here together. By the way, guys, we're $7,000 away from that boss rush. Come on, we got this. I want to see the boss rush.
I agree. Also, I don't know if anyone on Twitch have a headset on and heard that, but the enemy was just perfectly aligned on only the left side of the cuff.
Yeah.
So it was just like a dun, 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 like Jaws on the left ear and then perfectly silent on the right one. That was really strange audio.
But has that ever happened before?
I wouldn't know. I don't play with audio at home.
Madman.
I'm sorry, I can't. I can only do the meme if it actually is true.
That's valid, but can I give you some more donations?
Of course.
We have $26. Ooh. We have $26 from Armadillo, who says, and now a message for everyone at SGDQ from Beetle. I appreciate you. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
We have $100 from Milanthar, who says, always great to see awesome games at GDQ. I haven't been able to watch as much as I hoped this past week, so I'm looking forward to watching what I missed on the YouTube channel. Shoutouts to the VODs. Still time for more?
Yeah.
We have $25 from Icy Snacks, who says, we've seen plenty of Mario, but it's still not enough. Let's get Simply's SM64 run on the schedule. Very much agree. You never have enough Mario in your life. We have $400 from Rick Griffin. And they just say heart. It's really cute.
Like hard or like less than 3?
Like less than 3.
Less than 3, okay.
Both are really cute.
It is. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. We have $25 from Tofu. The concept of tofu has donated money and says, well, excuse me, Linkus.
I feel like that was directly a response to if I wanted to be picky, if it was less than 3 or hard.
Yeah, they're calling you out. They really are.
Exactly. Sounds about right for Twitch chat.
We have $25 from Panda. There's a lot of animals donating. I love it. And they say, as a doctor and a gamer myself, I especially appreciate the amazing work that doctors and gamers do. Hyped for the final day of runs. Audience, can I get some hype? Thank you. We have $5 from Princess Neko Cakes, who says, hey all, just another reminder to choose an incentive when donating and to use your free Prime stub. Stay cute, chat.
All right, we are finally out of cutscenes, and we're moving on to a dungeon. EJ, if you want to like explain the general premise of this dungeon.
Yeah, so
go ahead and do that.
This dungeon, I think most speedrunners can agree it's like the most annoying dungeon because we can't break it that hard. There is a trick that Linkus is gonna do right now, which is like probably the biggest skip in the dungeon, where you can skip the entire first floor with the clip. To go more in detail with the clip, it's a bomb push ledge clip. So you use a bomb to partially push yourself out of bounds, and then you can use that partially out of bounds like trick to jump in and leap to the door behind this waterfall. Because usually you have to do a long sequence to turn off this waterfall. But other than that, you can't really do much more to break the dungeon. You can speed it up a lot, but you pretty much still have to do the whole sequence of, you know, casually picking up all 3 statues, albeit we do it with some tricks to make it a little bit faster. And as Linkus mentioned earlier, we don't skip the boss key because we kind of need it. Yeah, he just did the floor 1 skip.
Yeah,
pretty
sorry.
Nice. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But once we get past this and get into Hyrule, like Linkus said earlier, it really starts to speed up and get a little crazy.
Yeah, for sure. The way that the bomb clip works is pretty interesting. It works with like the majority of objects in this game. When you have an object and like you're trying to walk into it, the game is just trying to push you away, right? And it makes sense. That's you don't want to just walk, for example, into a pod, right? So the game just pushes you away. Now, if it's a lighter object like a bomb or a small pod or something like that, it will not only push Link away, you will also be pushing the object away. So if you place a bomb right next to a wall and you like within the first frame or two, if you grab a ledge in between the object and the wall, if you try and go towards the object by pressing left, which sounds counterintuitive if the wall is on my right, but by trying to go to the left away from the wall towards the bomb in this case, the bomb is going to push me with a high velocity in the opposite direction to avoid me from going inside of the bomb, which will result in me instead just clipping right through the wall, which I think is the opposite effect of what it wants. But yeah, so that's why I've used that. Right there, we also picked up the statue through the floor. It's actually a very easy trick that I can guarantee you everyone at home watching this can do as well. You just have to be on top of it, crawl, and then when you're above the statue, release the R button to stop crawling and mash A. Because when you release it, there's still like a half a second when Link is still kind of like crouched over and he isn't fully stood up. But because he's no longer holding the R button, you are able to physically like press A to pick for the pickup prompt. So you just pick it up right through the floor. And yeah, like you just said as well, this one is very straightforward, no glitches. We actually were discussing this yesterday. Like even if you use cheat codes to go to the last statue room and just bring the 3rd statue, even if we could figure out a way to get in there early, the game is going to crash. So you have to physically go to every one of these 3 areas and get the statue through. There's no way around it, at least that we know of. I think it pretty much would have to be in the light of like a run warp or something like that to make that feasible.
Please, someone find it.
Yeah. It is kind of nice though in terms of the speedrun, because it's like a nice breather though.
Yeah.
Like, it's very much an auto-scroller.
And we do need this song too, so
yeah,
it's not the worst.
Coming up right here, like there's going to be another smaller skip, just to speed up the statue. Normally, you would have to stand on this switch on the left, which is going to create a temporary like bridge right here. You then have to play command melody to take control over the statue, and then basically take it across, and then you can just go back yourself. However, with this precise setup I did right there by sidling, turning around, and slashing my sword, I can set up my camera angle just right to where if I hopefully can do all of these side hops perfectly, I should be able to side hop past these pillars here and just barely get around. So I go here, Beautiful. All right. It seems very easy, and most of the time it is. However, if you accidentally hold left for like a frame before you press A, your positioning can get screwed up. So you really want to try and like tap left and A at the perfect time every time. So you're not actually walking, you're just side hopping every time. Right here, we're going to do a quick kill for this boss. It's very interesting how to design this boss fight. So the game only wants to keep track of one health bar. So when it comes to the armor, it has a health bar. Once you break the armor, it will reset his health bar. However, what I just did is I dealt the max amount of damage on the armor right before it breaks, and then instead I knocked it off, meaning that it didn't reset the health bar for the armor. And since it was at the brink of breaking the armor itself, when instead I take the armor off, he's at that HP, which means I only have to do 2 hits, and he immediately dies, and I can get the bow super quickly. Coming up right here, it's pretty much just RNG for a while here. These enemies here, you're hoping for good patterns by them. Also coming up in a room in a little bit with keys. I'm just praying that they're not going to be hitting me. So hopefully we'll get some good luck. If you want, you can read like 1 donation or 2.
We have a very special donation for $25 from the Wind Waker camera. The Wind Waker camera says, "Hi all," from the Wind Waker camera, asking to please stop the super swims. I can't take much more. I'm getting sick. Will this $25 bribe help you?
Maybe a 200K would.
Time for one more really quick one.
Yep.
$25 from Val3000, who says, "Metroid bread."
Metroid bread?
Yeah, I think...
I thought you misspoke for a second. I'm sorry.
No, I think they might want to see Metroid Dread. Either that or they want bread. I'm really not sure, but let's get the Metroid Dread anyway, just in case.
Yeah.
Yes, we can get both.
Right here, by the way, it's faster to void out after picking up the small key to get back to the start of the room. And here's this part. Sometimes will just take forever. You're defenseless here. Sometimes I once gotten hit like 6 times in a row right here. I lost a minute. That was actually perfect. Bad demonstration. Good in terms of time though. But yeah, I promise these 2 keys right here can just consistently over and over again hit you non-stop off of these ledges as you're climbing. There's nothing you can do about it. Thankfully that went really well though. Right here is going to be the last time I'm going to be using the Tingle Tuner for actually quite a while. I'm also going to be skipping this little puzzle right here. I'm going to be leafing over here and leaf here. Here is a really little fun fact. Nintendo actually worked quite clever and realized something. They realized that if the player used the Tingle Balloon in the next room with the 2 scales, you could skip the puzzle. So they made it so that you cannot purchase the Tingle Balloon in the next room where it would be useful. However, because it lasts for 5 seconds, what I can do is I can purchase it right now, wait for it to activate, open the door, and then while it's still active, just run through and skip the puzzle anyways. And that is the only case that I know of where they went really far out of their way to disable it in like a normal room like this.
If you want 2 fun facts, I know 2 more.
Sure.
One is the bow room, because then you could just casually walk across with the statue and skip the bow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then the second one is if you're within a certain range of like the Nehru's portal door that goes to Jaboon, you cannot use any item at all because they don't want you to like tingle bomb it, I guess.
Huh. Oh, there you go, chat. There's your fun fact.
There could be more, but
yeah,
I don't know. That's all I know of.
Yeah, now, in case anyone were very confused by, like, the fact that I stated earlier that we one time get a boss key because it's actually faster, you're going to realize right now what I mean by that. Even though we can perform a boss key skip here, the door in front of me right here is locked. The only way to get that open is by defeating the enemies. The only way the enemies come to life is by opening up the boss key chest. So even though we can do a boss key skip, you already have to have it in your inventory. So it's just faster to press A to open the door than clipping out of bounds for it. So that's why this is the one and only exception to the boss key rule. Beautiful. All right. All right. Let's see if I can get this quick roll. I don't think that sounds right.
One thing I failed to mention about this dungeon is it also has the worst boss. It's not that bad, but if you have bad RNG, it can take forever.
Absolutely. There are like a few ways that you can like mitigate some of the luck in terms of like if you stand at specific spots, you can be more likely to have the head move in specific ways. But the hands can at any point respawn, meaning that you can hit the second arrow on a hand and then literally half a second later it respawns with full HP. And that's not like any glitch thing, that's like a casual. That can happen to a casual. So they can, in theory, just respawn if you get super unlucky, very rare. And then the head as well, to get multiple hits in, if he moves backwards or forward, you're fine. If he's close to a wall and he moves left and right, it's okay. But if he's in the middle of the room and he moves left and right, you will pretty much always miss the arrows. So it's just kind of praying for luck and also hoping that your timings are good here. So like here, for example. So right there, that could have been a one cycle, but he moved to the left, so the arrow missed. But yeah, so far this isn't too bad. Let's hope the rest goes well. I'm gonna try and stand here to hopefully make the head move to that corner. Oh my god. Nice, beautiful one cycle. I unfortunately think I'm gonna get an arrow drop here because I'm at 8, which is technically the minimum, and often, even if you hit the last shot, it often likes to drop it to you when you get to the last arrow. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw it away immediately. Get some arrows. Oh yeah, also, normally he has attacks, that laser attack. When he activates that laser attack, he would normally like just spay that beam at you. But if you walk underneath his head, he can't for some reason face fully 90 degrees downwards. So it will completely just cancel out the attack and you can immediately continue to try and attack him.
Can I sneak in a donation for you?
Yep.
You got a voicemail? You got $25 from a voicemail who says, "Hi, Linkus. We've been trying to reach you about your boat's extended warranty. All the love to the runners and staff at GDQ. Good luck. Less than 3."
Okay, thank you. Right here also, we are going to just do a little bit of mini skip, if you want to call it that. For some reason, there is no collision underneath this platform on the GameCube version. So you can actually very quickly activate this. And you also don't actually have to physically ring the bell either. You can just go through the ground, stand still. It is expecting you to play it, so it's waiting for it. It doesn't, but then when the cutscene starts, it will just start ringing the bell now. But yeah, it's an interesting cutscene. Yeah, we have a lot of major glitches coming up soon, but we have like one cutscene here. So if you want to read like a few donations.
I certainly can. I do love cutscenes. We have $64 from $64 for Mario 64, who says, "Who else wants to donate $64 for Mario 64? It's for a good cause and a great game. Let's go, Doctors Without Borders." Seems like a great idea to me. We also have $25 from J-Link, who says, "Oi! So glad to see one of my favorite games ever being run. And speaking of another of my favorite games, dread it, run from it. Bosch Rush still arrives. Let's make it happen." Time for more?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're good.
We have $100 from J Cards, who says, had to donate for one of the best runners in the community, running my favorite childhood game.
Thank you. Yeah, so we're coming down on Hyrule right now, and Hyrule has been like the... If you go back to like videos of speedrunning of Wind Waker, even from like 2012, 13, maybe even earlier, but that's for like when I started to pay attention to Wind Waker, you will hear people talking about Hyrule and sequence breaking and barrier skip. So Hyrule in this game fundamentally works very differently from other Zelda games, where you enter this area 3 times. One time after Master Sword, or to get Master Sword, which is right now. One time later after you beat Forsaken Fortress 2, which is at the halfway point, and then one time at the very, very end. And all 3 of these trips, you can technically see the very end of the game in the distance, which is Ganon's Tower. It's always there, it's always visible, but there's a barrier standing in the way. So that's why it's always been a huge interest to try and see, can we do things that are supposed to take place in later Hyrule early? Or can we like break the sequence of when we go to Hyrule and stuff like that? Just any form of way of trying to figure out a good way to sequence break this. Because it technically is a way towards the end of the game. And for many, many years, it was never possible. Then it was finally discovered, both how you could access Hyrule early and to be able to perform barrier skip on the HD version, but not on the GameCube for quite a while. Nowadays, we have very many cool strats, and this route specifically abuses a ton of out-of-sequence stuff starting now. So you're going to be noticing a lot of sequence breaks you would not expect. So far, it's been fairly normal. I mean, I did do some of the dungeons out of order, but overall, it's been fairly normal. But starting now is when things start to change. So first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to try and do a frame-perfect roll clip here. This ledge is very awkward. It likes to, like, not work sometimes. I'm going to try and clip into this pillar here. Walk through here. Here I'm supposed to do a puzzle to access the Master Sword chamber, but what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to try and line up this texture here. That's unfortunate. I'm going to try and make Link fall out of bounds right here so that I can leave to the loading zone. Right there, you can also actually see that I physically got the frame perfect roll, but it didn't clip through. That's why this wall specifically is a little bit annoying to deal with. Let's see here. That should be good. There we go. All right.
I respect the try.
Yeah, that frame perfect storage saves 2 seconds, so I must remember I usually go for it. But yeah, so here we're picking up the Master Sword. Hyrule is, we're first going to immediately get double damage, which Master Sword does, and Hyrule is going to turn to color. We're about to get onto a lot of explanations, so if you want to read like the 2 final donations during this cutscene before we get into it, feel free.
Sure thing. We have $50 from Zelda fan who says, Hyrule hype. We have $50 from a game enjoyer who says, video games. Yeah, games with video. Yeah. Yeah. We also have $25 from Frederick Heathran who says, let's have a big hand for Godan. Sorry, 2 big hands for Godan. I think we can do that, right, audience?
Yeah. All right, here we go. So first step, or the first, I guess, hurdle in our way is we need to exit Hyrule Castle. Now, even if I save and quit, I cannot, because you saw all those enemies that came to life during that cutscene. They are all out there, and starting now until I've beaten all of them, I cannot leave the castle. Thankfully, if I use the same technique I used in Tower of the Gods, which is with the bombs, the bomb push clip, you can fortunately have an opportunity to clip out of bounds. And if you leave Hyrule 1, even if you didn't beat them, they will automatically despawn. So as long as I'm able to somehow escape Hyrule right now, I do not have to worry about them at all anymore. I do have to be careful and get it first try, because if I waste too much magic here, I will have to start grappling enemies and hope for luck-based ones, because it is a little bit tight right here during this route. But hopefully it should be fine. So we're gonna go here. Also, I'm gonna pick up some extra arrows here I will need later. Equip some bombs. I'm gonna jump in this corner. Oh, that's not the input I meant to do. It's okay. Just walk around. Also, another thing I haven't actually mentioned is that to maintain your height better right there, I do a trick called leaf pumping, which requires me to press A and then leaf a few frames later to take it back in and out. Anyways, right here is Berry Skip. So Berry Skip has two parts to it. It has a knockback part of the barrier, and it has a invisible wall part. So the knockback part is very easily skipped, which you can skip by taking out the Wind Waker on the same frame that your damage vulnerability frame ends. Then once I'm past this, you can actually see that like it looks like I'm past it, but do you also see how the texture is like going into like corner right where I'm standing, kind of? That's because two invisible walls meet up here. And I have to do a very precise setup here to be able to clip through this. It is basically pixel perfect. So I'm first, hopefully now going to be in position that I need. Now I need to set up the camera angle. So 1, 2, 3, and now I'm going to have to pause on a specific frame. Perfect. Okay, now I should have the correct camera angle. So now what I need to do is I need to press bomb and pause at the same frame. So I know for a fact that I took it out on that frame. Then I need to pause buffer until the first frame I see a tree in the distance here. Oops, missed it. And then if I get to that frame, I have to frame perfectly unpause and press B on the very next frame.
Nice.
Got it.
Squeeze. Very nice.
Very, very complicated.
Yes. Yeah, so that entire setup, basically, I can just show it right now. If you see if I have a bomb and I press B, do you see how it pushes you forward there? That's basically how it works. You need to clip through that invisible wall, and you need a lot of speed to do so. And the only way in the GameCube version to obtain enough speed to clip through that wall is on the very first frame you drop a bomb that's over your head, because it has so much momentum when it's pushing you away that it can just barely go through. But due to the fact that you only have that speed for like one frame, you have to have a perfect position and a perfect value. And the annoying thing too is when you're holding a bomb in your hand, Link is kind of like shuffling like left and right a little bit like this, like he's kind of swaying his body, which changes the the values by just a tiny bit, but enough to like screw over the trick. Which is why we have to make sure that we take out the bomb frame perfectly, spin around the camera so we have any form of visual idea of knowing like when we need to drop the bomb, because one frame early or late on that as well will mess it up. So there's a lot to it. And now once we are here, we are going to be attempting trial skip.
I'm so sorry to interject, but I have a really special donation for you. Would you like it?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
We have $50 from Gymnast86.
Nice.
He says, "Hey Linkus and the rest of the Wind Waker community. I'm bummed that I didn't get to attend the event, but I hope you guys are all having fun, and I'm glad that everyone still gets to see this awesome Wind Waker category. Good luck with the upcoming Trick Gauntlet, Linkus, and thanks for filling in to demonstrate the run."
Love you, Jim.
Thank you.
Extra hand for Gymnast,
Yeah.
everyone.
Good, Jim.
Also, I have to start explaining the next glitch immediately, but TLDR, we skipped 10 minutes skipping all the trials during that last donation. Either way, right here, I have to do roughly about 8 frame-perfect inputs in a row, because normally here, you'd have a boomerang and hit them all. But I do not have a boomerang, so I need to do this with my bow. So I have to here shoot for 1 frame, hold down for exactly 2 frames, pause buffer left until I see this texture, that might be a frame late, then shoot it, hold right, pause buffer until I see the next texture, start loading up an arrow, hold up for 2 frames exactly, hold left. Wow, first try pause, champ.
Looks perfect.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. Very nice.
Better than PB. Yeah. You have to hit 8 frame perfect windows there to do that. If you're 1 frame late on like a few of them, you can technically try to do a backup on it if it's at the very end of the trick. But to do the setup, you need to hit 8 frame perfect pauses there. And since I'm not confident just YOLOing it, I also pause buffer even more. So the fact that we got that first try is incredible.
Yeah, like he said, there is leniency, but you have to be really aware of what you did wrong to be able to back it up.
Yeah.
It could be kind of confusing.
And the thing too is if it's a frame early, like if you pause 1 frame early, there's no way to back it up. It's only if you happen to accidentally do it 1 frame late. Also right here, this is the Phantom Ganon maze. You don't actually have to defeat Phantom Ganon at all. The maze order is always down, left, up, left, right, up. So we do not have to look at the sword. One little like secret here though that even if you played Wind Waker, you might not actually know about this, is usually if you go the wrong direction here, you will always get punished by either fighting enemies or voiding out and getting put back to the start. But there's one room in this maze that is an exception to that, which is on the very end. If you go left instead of forward, you get into this room. And this room has multiple things such as rupees, which we very much need in this route actually. So I just got full rupees. You get fairies, magic, anything you want in here. So this is an amazing room to check out for sure. Right here, small optimization. If we get lucky, we get a ground spawn here and we can just do a super cool backflip. Beautiful, thank you. That's a 1 in 3 chance. So yeah, that's Phantom Ganon.
We'll see him again shortly.
Yeah.
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, once now, yeah, so the strange thing, because of the broken order we're playing this game in right now, is that we are obtaining the light arrows. So the true form of Phantom Ganon, which is going to spawn in this next room, we can immediately shoot down with the light arrows we just obtained. And it also, by the way, gives us fire and ice arrows. We don't have to obtain those. You get those automatically if you obtain the light arrows. But one of the main reasons we want to go here, actually, is so that we can go to Forsaken Fortress 2 quickly. Because there's a shortcut warp that I opened, with that bow strat I just did, that takes you from Forsaken Fortress over from Ganon's Tower. That Phantom Ganon, on the other hand, does not function with light arrows, so I do have to fight him normally with the Master Sword, but that's totally fine. So now we're done down here, and we are going to simply just leave, and we will not come back here until the very end of the run where we're basically ready to beat the game. And also you will notice that this game is only supposed to have Forsaken Fortress function during night, so it will kind of panic right now and just super quickly change the time of day. Yeah, coming up here is the fight. In terms of the fight here, it's very straightforward. In terms of speed running, you are praying to RNG right here, because he can either spawn in the air or he can spawn on the ground. If he spawns on the ground, you can immediately hit him like that. Thank you. While if he spawns in the air, you have to wait for him and you have to play tennis, which looks exactly like this. Thank you for the demonstration. So yeah, you kind of just hope that you get 2 ground spawns in a row, because then you can also get a 2 cycle. But yeah, overall that was pretty good RNG, not too bad. Coming up right here is actually one of my favorite visual glitches in the game, and you're gonna see a lot of it in Earth Temple as well. You saw a little bit of it earlier, but this will really demonstrate to you the power of it. We're going to be doing chest storage right here, on this chest right here. Hopefully I get it first try, otherwise I have to deal with really bad lag, by the way. So let's see if we can get it. Oh no. All right, time for lag. These mini blends causes a lot of lag, so it's much harder if you don't get it first try. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna get storage. I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna talk to King Red Lions, which gives me a text box. And I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna take some damage quickly. I'm gonna take out my Wind Waker to get the text. And then we're gonna interrupt the chest with the text. We're gonna get the item, but not only gonna get the item, but now we have chest storage. So we're gonna walk up this wall. Gonna walk around here. And they also never thought you were gonna go super high up on Forsaken Fortress. So the collision only like is solid for so far up as they imagined you would be able to go. So we can just roll through the wall right there and we're in.
Yeah. You also might be wondering why he didn't just store the chest immediately. You could, but then you're blind. For some reason, with specific chests, if you do chest storage on them normally, you just have no vision. So he did that coral shenanigans.
Yeah, on some special chests, I'm sure you all remember the do 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 do. And yeah, when that's happening, that animation, the game around you is like fading out to be like completely dark, like pitch black, and you can only see like Link and then a shine up animation of the item you're holding up. So if you get storage, for some reason, it just completely applies that effect. So there's nothing you can see except for like a few light sources, and it's just pitch black. It's technically possible, but it's not that much faster, and it's really difficult. Speaking of difficult, for anyone who has been watching Gymnast or my stream or any Wind Waker runner for that matter in recent times, in the all dungeons category, you'll probably see that where we spend almost all of our time practicing and all of our runs resetting is to the trick coming up right here. This is the newer trick that was implemented that made this route possible. So normally, what you're supposed to do here is fight Helmrock, enter a room where you, for the first time ever, face off against Ganon. It's a long cutscene. Then you will be taken to Tower of the Gods, long cutscene, taken out to Hyrule. Then you have another long cutscene, then another cutscene with Tetra and Zelda. Then you can finally go up. Then you have to sail an entire couple of coordinates to get away from there. It's a really long process, a solid, I would say, probably 7-8 minutes. It's a really long process. And we don't actually need to do any of it in terms of flags in the game because of a new glitch that was found. The only reason I had to enter this room is because of this specific cutscene. Because this cutscene we're watching right now has a very important purpose in Wind Waker, which is that it changes an internal flag from early game cutscenes to end game cutscenes. So if we were to have gone and watched an end game cutscene early, before this cutscene, the game is just gonna crash. So we have to watch this so it doesn't. Oh yeah, she floats away, sorry. Yeah, the pirate doesn't spawn correctly. But yeah, so now we will be able to watch endgame cutscenes. So we just want to get out of here as quickly as possible. But if I save and quit, I will be put back here. And that's where the hardest Wind Waker glitch comes into play in this current route. And I would think, in my opinion, the game as a whole at the moment. The entire trick uses about 4 different glitches and it takes 2-3 minutes to set up. And if you fail it, it is very, very bad. I put a lot of hours into practicing this ahead of GDQ, so hopefully I can get this first or second try. But if I'm gonna fail one trick, it will probably be this one. But yeah, thankfully a new setup was recently discovered / made by a couple of community members, just a week or 2 ago, I think. And it helped this trick out drastically. It made my consistency rate go from about 20-30% to I would say 60-70%, which is a huge improvement. But yeah, so a couple of parts of this. So first of all, the first part of this trick is we need to somehow get out of bounds in this area. So the way we're going to try and get out of bounds in this area is by first taking damage by Helmrock here. So I'm gonna take damage. Oh. Oh? Just give him a second. He's thinking about it.
He stayed shy, you know?
Wow.
You wanna... at this point, I might just start using bombs. Hello?
Maybe back up and come back.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Now, I'm actually just going to visually show you. You see up here, he's up here. And if you go down here, he jumps down. Do you see how he does a little jump there? If you walk back and forth over that trigger, Helmrock will continuously just gain more and more and more height. I'm holding this pot so that I don't actually do a sliding animation, which otherwise happens. So I'm just walking back and forth, and it's continuously just going to cause Helmrock to go higher and higher and higher and up in the air. Once I've done this enough times, and I think Helmrock is high up enough in the air, I'm going to try and go behind him and climb up and hopefully get a ledge clip. It's very precise and really stupid.
Maybe.
Let's see.
Nice.
Beautiful. Okay, that's part 1. Yeah, this usually takes me a couple of tries, but yeah, unfortunately, like I said, it's the first part of it. So now we're gonna crawl here. We're just gonna barely stand here. Gonna jump up here. And now we're going to just parkour around this arena out of bounds.
Another, we can't hold target here because there was this target the bird and it's like really annoying. So we just gotta do this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go a little bit safer here because I really don't want to fall down and I need a lot of magic for in a little bit. So now I am on the side here. And now if I just wanted to like skip Helmrock, I can jump into bounds right now and do it, but that is not the purpose of what we're about to do here. What I want to do is I want to activate a cutscene and void out at the same time, which you all have seen before. But there is a caveat to this one. I can't just void out and activate the cutscene. I also have to game over at the same time. So all 3 of those things has to take place, which makes this way harder. So first, I'm gonna try and get up here. Hopefully this works. Okay. Yeah, you're not supposed to be out here at all, by the way. Then I'm gonna try and jump up on this ledge. Then I'm gonna try and climb here. Also, all of this is very difficult and easy to fail. Then I have to do some leaf bumps here. And now hopefully I can press A perfectly to cancel my leaf and grab this ledge. Okay. Now I have to line this up. And now I need full focus time, by the way. So I'm gonna climb up. Here we go. Time for the hardest part. So I'm gonna make a line. I'm gonna do a lineup right here. Okay. So here we go. Okay. Sounds time.
Should work.
That should
Did it work?
Yeah. That should work.
Nice.
Nice. Good job.
Woo!
Very
Okay.
nerve-wracking. Basically a really complicated version of the Deku 3 cutscene skip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bomb is our chin this time.
Yeah. We would have had to redo everything I just did there if that failed. The idea of being on top of that door frame right there is I pause to a specific time I bomb, and then I have to basically roll on one frame, on the next frame take out my leaf, and I have to also time that perfectly out of that pause while like pause buffering for the bomb. It's a lot. Trust me, it's a lot. I don't know if it looked difficult, but it is. Take my word for it.
Very punishing.
Yeah.
Also, the only reason that even works is because for some reason when you leaf above a loading zone, it triggers it. So that's very lucky.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be possible without the... No.
Yeah, and for any people that are paying attention, you might be very confused why I am a Windfall. That seems very strange. Why did I go from bird fight to Windfall? That is because that room I died in is a cutscene room, and you are never supposed to be able to be in that room if it's not in a cutscene. So Nintendo did not put a spawn trigger or for like a respawn value of like, this is where you should end up if you save here. And if there's no value set for that, it will go to the default area. And the default area in the game happens to be Windfall, which is the entire reason this works. If they would have just made that room set so that if you die in here, you respawn back at Helmrock, none of this would work at all. So it's very fortunate that that's the case.
Windfall is also very fast. Very lucky it's
Yeah.
also there.
Definitely. So yeah, now after that, we are past, in my opinion, the hardest part of the run. We are coming up on Earth Temple, which is the hardest dungeon and also the coolest, in my opinion. But that is like the kind of run breaker. Like even if I fail Earth Temple with safety saves, I can back that up fairly quickly. It's not like a 3-4 minute trick that I have left, thankfully. Here we're gonna go through this cutscene. I have a good amount to explain, so if you just want to need like 1 or 2 quick donations, you can go ahead and do so, because we have a lot coming up.
Sounds good. I would also like to point out that we are about $6,000 away from 1.9 million. And also less than $5,000 away from Metroid Dread Boss Rush. But here is $64 from Furian, who says, hopping on the 64 train, let's go. And also $64 from Purple, who says, $64 train, hype. 120 star, yes, thank you. 120 star blows my mind every time I see it. Such a beautiful run, we need it in the marathon. Keep those $64 coming.
Right here, I'm trying to get full magic because where I'm about to go, I need literally full magic to be able to perform the trick. And unfortunately, this is luck-based if you get a small or big magic drop. Thank you. There you go. Yeah, sometimes this game... like yesterday when we did practice, I think we were counting it. I think like every drop except for like 1 was a small one for me. I am I'm not very fortunate when it comes to the magic drops. Right here, we're going to do a super swim, and we're going to be super swimming to Fire Mountain. And once again, from the light arrows I obtained earlier, I do obtain fire and ice arrows, which is essential to go to Fire Mountain and Ice Ring. And I do need to go there so that I can get the power bracelets. Now, I can't actually get onto Fire Mountain from a super swim. Thankfully, if you drown, like when you're against the collision of the island, you respawn on it. So I'm just going to pause buffer a lot here so that the island loads. Some islands like this one just takes a while to load for the game. And then we should drown here and be able to just respawn on the island. There we go. Beautiful. All right. Here, there's just some parkour movement. There's not too much to say. You can actually, if you want to, like read a quick donation or 2 as well.
Sure thing. We have $100 from Slacker Alex, who says, hello. Hello, Slacker Alex. I like what y'all do, and I'm always happy when a GDQ is going on. Keep it up. Everyone involved in this, from runners to hosts to support staff, are amazing. Can I read one more quick one?
Yeah, go ahead.
We have $5 from Bodie McBoatface, who says, Linkus' run of Wind Waker is so good he made it rain in Bloomington. It is raining outside.
Well, we did activate Endless Night, so I'm sorry about that.
The rain is all your fault.
Yeah. You have time for one more, by the way.
Perfect. We have $25 from Geldian, who says, let's get this last bonus game. I agree, yeah. And another $25 from Linkus7. Wow, the 7th Linkus fan. Who says, good luck on the run. Let's get that Mario 64 run met.
Let's do it.
Everybody wants to see Mario 64.
And it's by Simply, so it's even better. All right, so we now finally obtained the power bracelets, and we are now ready for Earth Temple. Now, everyone probably knows one thing about Earth and Wind Temple if you play this game, which is that those are the companion dungeons. Those are the ones when you have a character along with you. So for Earth Temple, you have Medley, and for Wind Temple, you have Makar. Now, the big discovery that was made that made this new route possible is the fact that we discovered a way to enter Earth Temple early, which had not been possible before. And by being able to enter Earth Temple early, it meant that by doing a very long train of different glitches, you can just barely get through Earth Temple without ever using Medley. And you're going to be seeing a ton of glitches to make that possible. And now when we have the power bases, we're ready to start the sequence. So we are first going to go ahead and super swim over to this reef right here. I'm going to try and have to get an air refill in here. should be good. Okay. Ooh, East Island. There we go. All right. So, coming up here, this is a very, very, very precise trick. I'm going to actually say beforehand. Barrier skip, which used to be considered to be precise, is, Child's Play converted this one. This one is basically float value perfect, which if you know game terms, you will understand that that is very precise. So I'm going to do a roll, slash, side slash, side slash, slide slash. Oops. Yeah, if anything goes wrong, I'm just immediately going to reset because I need to get back to my positioning, which is by doing a full speed roll into this loading zone. So let's try that again. It's unfortunate. I need to perfectly do each jump, like slash with my sword, so I'm not moving it all or raiding in between. And I also need to move my analog stick direction so they're not like all like normal slashes.
And this is all to get into a certain position.
Yeah. I need to be like basically in the loading zone, but not actually in the loading zone. Okay, here we go. I am releasing right too early. Let's find out if the position worked. Nice. Okay. Now we just have to do the frame perfect part and leaf pump part. Okay. So now we're in position, and now I just need to set up so that my camera is perfect. This is scary.
Perfect.
Very nice.
Basically, barrier skip 2.0.
Yeah. The scary thing too right there is that if I would have failed that try, I would have had to reset up everything because after the third bomb, you can't take out another bomb, and when they explode, they will hit you. So I was very fortunate to get on that try. Otherwise, it would have been quite a big time loss. We're actually bringing Tingle back into the run, and he is going to be incredibly important for making this entire section work. Because, like I said, this is medleyless Earth Temple. Normally, we would always have medley here. Quick thing, did I safety save?
No.
Okay.
This one is not that important because you don't need rupees as much anymore. But the next room, like the next one, you could really want to make
there's a true room.
Yeah, we definitely need to save here because, yeah, we can't fail this. Either way, so first thing here is I'm going to equip a Tingle Balloon. Now, normally here, you would have medley and you would fly over because I need to have 2 switches hit and activated. I'm going to try and do something instead. So I'm going to try and lure this guy over here. And then I'm going to activate a Tingle Balloon. I'm going to freeze him with ice. Gonna walk over, throw him, jump slash up, ice him again. And he's only frozen for a few seconds, but it should just barely be enough to where if I go over here, I can just barely reach the switch in time, and I skip medley on the first room.
Nice.
And now for the second room here, you're also gonna notice something else. If you look at my back, I don't have a mirror shield. which is also why we can very easily get soft locked in here. So yeah, it was a really nice drop. Hopefully we get one more. We get lucky.
Oh, yeah, there's
Nice, beautiful. All right, here is where we're gonna make our final like safety save for this dungeon. So if something goes wrong, we'll go back to this point now, because we're coming up now on the very difficult stuff. So we're gonna make a save here. And here we go. So I'm gonna try and explain everything I'm doing here, but if you're confused, don't worry, we all are. So I'm first gonna get storage. I'm gonna open this door up right here, and then I'm gonna open this door up, which is going to cause both rooms to load. I'm gonna walk in front of here, fall down, and I can leave out of bounds. And this is going to just put me into the door for the basement.
Just to make sure I wasn't entirely paying attention, you safety saved, right?
Yes, I safety saved.
If you mess up this room without safety saving, it is probably just dead no matter what.
Yep.
Yes, it would be very bad. Did I miss one of the...
Probably fell down. Oh, no, never mind.
Yeah, I really want to take both down these guys. Okay, now I'm going to get storage here. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna store this, which is gonna make me turn invisible. Now, while I'm invisible, I'm going to fly over here. I'm going to use a Tingle Bomb to discover a secret hidden chest here. I'm going to walk up and talk to the chest, which is going to give me chest storage and make me visible again. Now, if I fall down here too, I also have to reload, so hopefully we don't fail this. A lot of this is like if I void out here, I'm kind of just screwed. Now when I'm here, I'm going to have to talk to Tingle. Sorry, you can't see this. I'm gonna have to equip this. Then we're going to try and do a frame perfect roll clip out of bounds here, and then perfect leaf bumps to get around the songstone. Perfect.
That is the scariest. It's not the hardest trick, but if you mess it up, it's really bad.
Also, there's no audio because I'm in the middle of chest storage. I apologize for that. Yeah, so we're going to now go up here. I'm gonna leave here. Oops, I forgot the leaf pump. That's my mistake. Like that. I'm gonna walk here. And yeah, you can see with chest storage how I'm able to clip outside a lot of walls here. Here, I'm now going to purchase a Tingle Balloon and then wait to be ready to clip out of bounds here. And then I'm going to use that to roll out of bounds around this room to get to this door right here. To skip this, because once again, I don't have the mirror shield and Medley's not here, so I can't break anything of these, so I have to do a lot of glitches to get around here. Then I'm gonna walk just at the edge here to not get hit by the mist. Walk back a bit. Up here. That's fine. Just have to wait a second. It really is quiet. So then we're gonna clip out of bounds here again, leave here. Get some extra magic here. And yeah, the majority of these rooms can very easily make you fall down. It's just a lot of practice. And if you do, then you basically just have to start over. And if you didn't safety save, then you, reset. I'm gonna go through here. Once again, land on this edge there. Here, I'm gonna make sure to actually kill all of these keys because they can actually not hit you while you are clipping out of bounds in this room, which would be very bad for a marathon. There is technically a backup for this specific situation, but it's not fun to do. Then I'm gonna walk up. Ooh. I'm gonna walk up this stone here. Gonna fly over here. Let's clip on this coffin. Go around. And then we are going to take out a bomb just for safety. I'm gonna drop it right here. Leave to the end. And and with chest storage, I should be able to just simply do a backflip right here and clip right through the door, and it's done.
That went really well.
Yeah, that was perfect, pretty much.
May I give a real quick announcement to add to the celebration?
Yeah.
We have reached $1.9 million for Doctors Without Borders. We're actually at 1.91 now, so 2 million is well within reach, guys. We got this.
We got this. Also, right here, it's very lucky. This is actually a leftover from the beta days of Wind Waker. They specifically went out of the way to program so the light arrows insta-stuns this boss. Even though in normal gameplay without glitches, you would never be in a situation where you fight this boss with light arrows. And that is the only reason this route works once again, because otherwise you would actually be soft locked here because you couldn't like get these small posts out because you can't use your mirror shield because you don't have one to shine to spawn this guy. But thanks to the light arrows, you are able to do it. So it's just a lot of very fortunate and lucky circumstances that really makes this route work. There you go.
Nice.
Coming up here, we actually are coming up on like a cutscene or two. So if you want to read a couple of donations, you can.
I would love to. We have a $10,000 donation. Woo! Yeah. Thank you so much to Oju Ujo, who says, my favorite Zelda streamer, Linkus7. To everyone watching, enjoy a really amazing gaming treat. Thank you so much, Oju Ujo. All the love. We also have $64 from Jacob, who says, ha, yeah, yeah! Wind Waker, one of my fave games of all time. Love seeing it run.
That was a really good sound effect, by the way. I was very impressed.
Thank you. Well, we got a little more. We got $100 from yeah, who says yeah. Is there time for a little more?
Yeah, of course.
We have $15 from Phil, who is apparently writing you a letter and would like to say, Dear SGDQ, please tell Linkus he is a coolio dude for me. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have $64 from $64 Train, who says, let's keep going, $64 Train. Choo-choo.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see if we can hit at least like 940, 950 before this run ends. Do you think we can do it, Chad?
I believe in us.
I think we can do it. We got a lot of stuff to go.
Yeah, we have $1,000 from 3 shady goblins in a trench coat, who says, you want to buy some Mario 64? Of course you want some Mario 64. They're right, I do. We have $25 from Tiny Celia, who says, a little donation for those sweet bird kisses. Winky. Thanks, Helmarock.
No, thank you, Helena.
Any more?
Yeah, you can do one last one.
We have $5 from Bear Grifter, who says, so close to 2 mil. Let's go. Every little bit helps. So let's finish strong with a dono rush. Also, shout out to EJ for looking the comfiest I've ever seen a human look while dropping some great commentary.
Thank you. I am very comfy.
It's like your own little throne almost up here. All right, right there we're gonna get storage and we're going to super swim over to Ice Ring here. Ice Ring thankfully works similarly to Fire Mountain where there's no way to like get up, but by voiding out you will be able to spawn in King of Red Lions and unfreeze the island. Oops. Should be enough speed to make it. So I'm gonna go here. Now, this is required. There is a single room that cannot be skipped in Wind Temple that requires the Iron Boots. You can get around every other requirement except for that one room. It's one switch. It doesn't matter if you like get 1,000 morphs on you, so you weigh down identically to Iron Boots. It will not work. You just have to make sure that you have the Iron Boots equipped for it. So we're gonna go in for that. Right here, I'm gonna do a little bit of a nice little skip for these cycles. I'm going to buy a Tingle Balloon. I'm gonna stand here and wait. Gonna run in the air. And just get up to the end. Right here, you're supposed to go around like a little a slide or like mini puzzle, whatever you want to call it. But if you do a perfectly timed roll right here, you can actually just roll right through the wind and skip the entire area. That's Iron Boots. All right. Now from here, I actually do have a little bit of time of not too much happening. I'm going to do a super swim to Forest Haven. I'm going to rescue my car. And then I'm coming up with some more commentaries. So if you want to read some donations here, you feel free.
I would love to. We have $25 from Anonymous who says, can we get some hype for this incredible run? Seriously, what even are walls? I really don't know, Anonymous. I'm very sorry. We have $200. It's a lot of money.
Nice.
From Chowsum, who says, hey, Linkus and GDQ, this run has been off the hook shot so far. I was feeling super tired, but all the tingling good glitches have really been wind waking me up. I hope the rest of the run is smooth sailing and you really hammer that Ganon. Puns aside, this game was a big part of my childhood, and while I was always relegated to Tingle Tuner duty when my best bud played, it will always hold a special place in my heart. Thank you for making me read puns.
Yeah, I feel like the Tingle Tuner is the thing that you would hand your little brother that really just wants to play with you, because they have like very little effect on the game. So in reality, you're the one playing. But yeah, it's a fun accessory. You can read another donation here. Chat will probably be a little bit sad that you're going to be talking over my car, but that's down to you what you want to do with that.
I'll try to read really fast. We have $25 from Thrawn, who says, put this $25 to unlocking the Metroid bread % bonus run. I'm starting to think that we all were wrong and Chat is right.
Yeah, seems like it. All right. Yeah. Good job, Makar. Yeah. All right. Now we are going to be doing another. We're going to have to go all the way from Forest Haven all the way to Wind Temple. So we're going to be doing another Tingle Balloon Super Swim right here. Really cool one in my opinion. If I'm able to time it well, we should be able to actually walk like a really far distance. It hopefully will look really cool. So let's hope we can get this. First, let's get storage. Okay. We're gonna super swim for a bit here. Oh no. Okay. If I would have been stuck in that rock for literally like a few more frames, I would have like instead like fell down with a normal animation instead of the floaty one from Tingle, which would have resulted in me losing all my speed. That was very close to failing.
Yeah, for some reason, well, for obvious reasons, in camera lock, controls are really weird. But for some reason, if you also go on a different slope, your controls also completely mishmash again on top of that. So that was scary.
Oh yeah, this cutscene is one of the rare ones where for some reason the game doesn't actually care about the camera control. That's why usually, like we said, it soft locks if you don't get double stores because you have to skip the cutscene. This one, it doesn't care. It will play out the cutscene just with a really funky camera angle the entire way through.
Yeah, I have no idea why, but it's convenient.
Yeah, it's because we couldn't walk into the loading zone here, where the other ones are just get stuck walking infinitely.
Yeah. For this one right here, we're just gonna play the song, and we're gonna enter this dungeon. We're actually going to be using my car, but I'm gonna say that with a little like parentheses because we're only gonna have him for the first 3 rooms, and then the rest will get maybe entirely skipped and just done without my car. So we will use him just so we can get access to the main room because he has to plant one of the trees to open that door, that gate. We currently know of no way to skip that, so we will be using my car for a little bit here, but it shouldn't be too long. But yeah, you're also going to be seeing a lot of chest storage. And one funny thing that if you play Wind Waker again, you can probably pay attention to is that they like to have themes in every single dungeon, and that extends to a lot of small details. Like for example, doors. Like, do you see this door right here? This door frame? If you pay attention, you will notice that every single door frame in this dungeon has every door has the exact same door frame. And that's true for the majority of dungeons, where they keep one kind of look the same for every single one. And it just happens to be that the one in Wind Temple, the model that's used for every single door, is very broken with the collision you obtain from chest storage. So you can just walk into the door frame and clip out of bounds on every one of them, which is not the case for almost all of them, which opens up the possibilities to break this dungeon by a lot. So it should be very smooth sailing, hopefully. So we're gonna plant these 2 seeds, which is going to spawn that chest right there, which I'm gonna be using for chest storage. And I'm gonna be dropping my car on that switch. Then hopefully we can get the storage quickly. It's kind of awkward because I don't really see Link. Oh, beautiful, okay. Get chest storage. Gonna go up here. I had to walk on that tree, by the way. That wasn't just because it looks cool. That's because I literally cannot climb up, like I said, ledges if I'm not walking off of a ledge. So that's the idea with that. And we're gonna go ahead and go through this room. This room is gonna be just very fast. It's gonna be very straightforward, like I said. There's nothing really too much to worry about here. We're just gonna plant these 2 trees, go to the next room, plant 2 trees. If you wanna read like 1 or 2 super quick donations while I'm planting trees, feel free.
Sounds good. We have $64 from Lemon Curry, loving the $64 train still. And they say, yeah! We also have $120 from Space Cacho, who says, donating $1 for every star I want to see in Mario 64. Anyone want a match? Got room for one more?
Oh yeah, I still have 1 more tree to plant.
Oh, perfect.
Very good.
We have $1,000. Yeah, $1,000 from Highly a Disciple, who says, I always love to see Legend of Zelda runs. So many ways to break a game. I relate to that. Time for any more?
Yeah, one last one.
We have $25 from The Sound Defense, who says, as a software engineer, I physically recoiled when I heard the term float value perfect.
Yeah.
This Wind Waker run has been extremely entertaining. Great job on all the difficult and precise glitches.
Thank you. Yeah, to discover that setup, it's a lot of emulator looking at values and even running programs that automatically are running simulations of trying to do clips. Also, here's a perfect demonstration of why the Helmrock skip worked earlier when we said that by taking out the leaf over a loading zone, it activates. That's the loading zone, and Yeah, we're through.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
extends infinitely. Well,
Yeah.
maybe not infinitely, but really, really high up.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure it's infinite as long as there's no collision in between Link and the loading zone.
I see.
But yeah, so we're inside of this here. This dungeon, or this boss, sorry, this mini boss. I'm hoping to get some good RNG here to not waste too much magic. It's fine no matter what, it's just slightly slower. But I'm hoping for some ground spawns here from the next Wizrobe here. Beautiful, thank you. Okay, perfect fight. Nice. Okay. Here, oh, also magic. Beautiful. Here I'm also gonna just try and save just like a little bit of time. So here you would normally open up this chest, get the skull hammer, and then go up and hit a switch and then roll to leave. Instead, I'm actually going to do the, remember earlier how I talked about why I get text usually for storing these chests, because otherwise it turns pitch black? Here you will get a visual demonstration of exactly what happens. So here you can see, this is what you actually see. Thankfully, this is such a simple room that based upon the minimap, I can know that I clip out of bounds, and I'm through the loading zone, I get the item, but I did not have to watch anything. Okay. For this part right here, I want to spawn both of the chests here. Thankfully, there's a very nice way to get through this. Normally, every time you break these floors, a new set of enemies spawn. Now, if you use your iron boots and hold up right at the edge, you will actually ledge grab and not have to fall down, meaning that I just spawned 4 sets of different enemies, but I didn't have to go down and fight them. And you will get a reward if you do all 5 of them. For this last one, because a cutscene is playing actually of getting a chest, I'm gonna place a bomb, equip iron boots, slightly too late. And then my goal is going to be to have the iron boots equipped, break the floor as the bomb explodes me forward so that I don't fall down. The chest spawns, and now we have both the chests. And now I really don't want to go down because there's so many enemies down there. It's going to take me forever to kill them all. So I'm going to try and time doing a jump slash right as the bomb explodes. Pushes me up. Invisibility frames gets me through. And you can actually hear some of the enemies downstairs. Oh yeah, listen to this, I think. Yeah, a lot of stuns down there. I'm gonna try and get storage here. This one is a little bit different for some reason, this timing. It's always 1 frame different, so I always struggle a little bit with this one, but hopefully... There we go, should get it. I'm gonna walk here. Once again, I use the map to walk through, and once I enter the loading zone, I thankfully can see again, so it's not too big of a deal. Here, we're going to have to equip this, and this, and this. Okay, so once again, by just walking, you can clip through these door frames with storage, kind of fall underneath. Also, once again, no music because of chest storage. We're gonna open this door. Here, there's a very small chance I can get crushed, so hopefully that doesn't happen. Thank you. Sometimes you can just get stuck in that object, get crushed, and it would be a few minutes of time lost to kill all the enemies again. Can equip iron boots and slide up there in animation to get down faster. Here, you're supposed to use my car to plant the tree on the opposite side. We are not going to do that, thanks to chest storage, since our collision is able to stand in areas we're normally not supposed to. I'm going to leave and land on this part. I'm gonna then stand here, slash my sword right here, line up my B button here, jump slash up here, and just jump straight across from here. For this room right here, you can do it vanilla. You don't have to push the blocks, just use iron boots. If you do happen to fall down in this pit, you do have to do a very weird trick to get out since you can't climb out. But yeah, as long as you don't fall down, that's fine. For this last part, it's no problem. Chest storage is powerful, so we're just gonna walk up here instead. All right. I'm gonna, for safety, by the way, place a bomb here and break this. There's a chance that you can actually get a crash on this boss fight, but by opening that warp pod, I'm guaranteed to be safe. But yeah, that's the dungeon, that's the boss key. Now we're coming into the fight. Mulgera, I will try to do, first of all, enjoy the music. This is the best boss music in the game, don't have me. Now, there is a trick you can do called a Mulgara one cycle. It's very difficult. Basically how this boss is designed is it's not based upon damage, it's based upon hits. You deal 3 hits to the enemy, then he will go down, come back up, 3 hits, and then he will repeat this 4 times. Now, what you can do is you can delay his hurt animation, because once you hit him the 3rd time, he does like, oh, I got hurt animation before he goes down. So if you are in the animation of hook-shotting him and the bomb does the 3rd hit of damage, it can't play the animation of him getting hurt. And what the game tries to do then is it basically is running an eternal timer, where it tries to wait 1 second without anything interacting with the Mulgara tongue before he plays the animation next. And what I'm gonna try and do is frame perfectly hookshot on that exact frame that it does the hurt animation. If I do, he will not go back down in the sand, and I can hopefully one cycle him. If I don't, it's not a big deal, but it will look really cool. So let's see if we can do this. So I'm just gonna wait. It's unfortunate. The timing is very strict. Ugh, I got hit by the bomb. All right, I'll try one more time for the second one so we can get a 2 cycle. If not, we're just gonna fight him normally. No matter what, I don't really mind too much. We're getting some amazing music here.
Yeah, this trick is very tight. It's not easy.
Yeah, so like right there, for example, I hookshot at the slightly wrong time, so it couldn't take damage from the bomb, which happens sometimes, which is why this trick feels really dumb sometimes. There we go. Okay, that's 1 cycle skipped. Now we get 1 more time. Beautiful. Okay,
Don't
2
quick-
cycle, that's good.
Don't quick spin. Don't quick spin.
Yeah,
Very nice.
beautiful.
Freedom.
Fresh.
Yeah. Do you hear this music right here? This is like very, very nice to hear. There is a crash that can happen on a Japanese version of Wind Waker. Not related to any glitches. Any casual can have this happen, where sometimes this music will not play. And if it doesn't play when you enter the warp, it will crash the game. There's nothing you did wrong about it. You can lower the chance of it happening because it's based upon audios that plays in the game. So that's why I said don't quick spin, because it creates more sound effects, which increases the chances of having the crash occur. So you can mitigate it, but even if you do it perfectly / super slowly and everything, you can still always have a chance at it. So yeah, it's always a little bit scary, but thankfully we didn't get any of that. I'm in 1 cutscene here, so if you want to read like a donation or 2, you have a little bit of time here.
Wonderful. I didn't want to interrupt the beautiful music, but we did hit $1.92 million. That's a lot of money, everyone, for a great cause. We also have $1,000 from TGS, who says, let's go 2 times 10 to the 6th.
Huh?
Math. We also have $25 from Tochitzli, who says, yeah, 2 million, please. We have $25 from Alora Shepherd, who says, go Linkus, great first try on all these glitches. They're only frame perfect.
Oh, yeah, that sounds about my stream. I don't know. I have a really weird way to complain about failing tricks by saying, come on, it's just frame perfect, which I think is like the weirdest way to complain about it. I don't know how much harder it can get than frame perfect, but yeah.
It does happen a lot in Wind Waker.
Yeah. You know, there's many like double frame perfect, so like a simple storage should, like in my head, feels like I should not fail it, but yeah. That's the thing when you've been playing a game for too long, you get very like self-critical.
Can I slip in one more?
Yep.
We have $64 from Dan, Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
They say, I would simply love to see Super Mario 64. It would really link us together as a community.
I agree. Also, this is Mapfish. We didn't get to see him this playthrough, but he's a good boy. He eats Swedish meatballs, and in return, he gives you maps.
If you fail the swim to outset, you will see him, but we did not do that, so
Yeah.
we did not see him.
He also makes some really fun noises.
That is true. He's like,
That was pretty good.
Here we're going to do another one of these super swims. Also, for people that don't like to watch super swims, this is the second last super swim of the run, actually. We're almost done and on our way to Hyrule. There is something I need to explain that's important. I can already start right now. Take out your notepads. It's going to be a little bit confusing, but I think you got this, chat. So, there is something known as layers in Wind Waker. And what you need to know is, to oversimplify things, we haven't actually properly gone through the game. So... yeah, so if... oh, that's the wrong island. I'm actually about to drown. I'm just gonna...
Yeah, this beginning to redo
Yeah.
it.
So if I were to go right now to the Forsaken Fortress, I would actually be screwed because the Forsaken Fortress is not set to Forsaken Fortress 3 because I did not properly beat Forsaken Fortress. If you remember, I never watched the cutscene of Forsaken Fortress burning down. And it's only the final state of Forsaken Fortress, once you've gone through everything there, where the portal that leads to Ganon's Tower will actually be activated. Since that's the only time normally you would even have access to Hyrule, which makes sense. So I need to figure out a way to somehow get that portal to spawn, and that's where we can abuse layers. There are certain events in the game that will change layers. A simple one would be day and night. One layer is set if it's daytime, one is set if it's nighttime. And it decides, what to spawn. If you think about it, if you go to an island, for example, like Windfall, it needs to decide, hey, what enemy should be spawned during the daytime and what enemy should be spawned during the nighttime, right? And that's the exact idea with flags or layers. It just it decides like what should be spawned and what shouldn't be spawned during different sequences of the game. I really want to side hop here. Please let me side hop. Yeah, this is the inverted controls we're talking about, by the way. I am.
There are so many
There we go.
different slopes here that
Yeah.
you can walk one step and your controls change.
Yeah. But either way, so where we're heading right now is we're heading towards Flight Control Platform. This is a minigame that normally would just give you a heart piece. After you've obtained double magic, you can fly across a flight control platform, and by doing so, you can then, like I said, get a reward. Now, when you enter this minigame, the game needs to change properties, since it needs to change from, hey, this is normally playing the game until he's in a minigame state. And it happens to be that the layer this minigame sets also shares a value of Forsaken Fortress 3 being on the overworld instead of Forsaken Fortress 2. Now, normally, you would never notice it in a vanilla game because you'd play the minigame, you would either fail or you'd complete it, and it would just reset itself back to the normal playable value it should be. But with glitches, we do not have to follow those rules. So, I'm going to enter this minigame, and right now, bam, during this void out, it changes the layer. So now different things are loaded in the overworld, things that should not be loaded, but you would never notice it in the normal gameplay. Then, I'm going to now escape this. So I'm going to try, hopefully, to place this bomb, walk back a little bit. Clip up here. Fortunate. Get here. Now I have to do the storage, and this is not an everyday storage because this one is horrible, so I actually have to pause buffer it, so it's double frame perfect.
Yeah, this is really annoying to do.
Oh. I didn't think I fell there. It's okay.
Yeah, you might be wondering why we're even getting storage, since we already like manipulated the layer, but if we didn't super swim, we'd have to sail all the way to FF, and that is very slow.
Yeah, we cannot under any circumstances reload the ocean or the overworld here.
Nice.
Got it, beautiful. Okay.
Yeah, so another thing is, like, if you ever touch the water at all in this quadrant, the minigame will end.
Yeah.
So we need to take coral at least out of the quadrant, but once we get out, we're free to do whatever we want.
Yeah, that is correct. Exactly. Like one of the properties of this layer, and you can actually hear now the music starting too, I think. Or not.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, this is like the music that should play during like the mini game and stuff like that. And yeah, if I at any point touch this water, it's gonna blow the whistle, it's gonna respawn me back in. So I have to get this unloaded out of memory so the game is not trying to void me out if I happen to touch water. So we're gonna go all the way up to this coordinate here. And hopefully if this super sim goes well, we should be able to reach the very end of Forsaken Fortress, and it should be the last super sim of the run, so hopefully this goes well.
Yeah, this is easily the hardest swim in the run to do quickly.
Yeah, this is a very bad swim. I do not like this. I don't think any runner likes this.
The balloon is awful.
Yeah, it's very awkward with this tingle balloon because the water's going up and down this island, so it changes every time, and then you have to like maneuver your walk by like ESS turning in midair, pause buffering it. It's just overall a very awkward situation.
Really good distance on that.
Perfect. Wow. Clean.
Woo.
All right, and now we should have enough speed to just simply... Almost hit that. Yeah, we should be able to just super swim to Forsaken Fortress without any problem now. Yeah. Go into this corner here. And we're going to do a little Wind Waker dive. Thankfully also, because we did not enter this area normally, there is normally a cutscene that would play the first time you enter Forsaken Fortress 2 of King of Red Lions just being like, hey, be careful before you walk up to defeat Phantom Ganon. But since we never watched that cutscene, it's still here. So we can actually artificially force King of Red Lions to spawn here. And if this wasn't here, this would also once again not be possible because that would require me to reload this area to get King of Red Lions here without sailing all the way. And that means this warp wouldn't be here, since the warp is only temporarily here due to me clipping out of that minigame early.
Yeah, very important. I have watched this cutscene on accident before getting here, and then I got here.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Nothing happened, and then it was just dead.
Yep. Yeah, unless you
anything.
want to sail for, like, I think 10 minutes or something. Like, it's 5, 10. It's a long sailing section. But yeah, now we are finally at the end, and we are going to go ahead and go up the endless staircase. This is also a very good demonstration of how broken light arrows are. We are hopefully going to have a fun time with these enemies here. Just gonna go here. You have to get some magic though. It does take all your magic away automatically when you leave the minigame area for flight control platform. Does not give you any leeway.
Can I squeeze in a very special donation?
Yep.
We have $10 from Mini 352, who says, amazing run so far, Linkus. Shout out to the entire Wind Waker community. I love you all.
Yeah,
Thank
Minnie
you.
is a fellow runner. He is pretty damn good at the game himself.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
And he's right. I've been peeking at the pace. This is pretty good. This run is not easy at all.
I don't even know what the timer is on. I can't see.
It's a surprise.
Would
Yeah.
you like
No.
to know? or would you-
I'll wait to find out.
All right, we won't tell you. Can I squeeze in one or two more?
Yes, actually, we're coming up on a cutscene here.
Oh,
so
perfect.
Perfect.
I'm clairvoyant. We have $500.
Nice.
Yeah. From Wavefront, who says, amazing run, Linkus.
Thank you.
We also have $50 from Enjoyer, who says $50 to commend Pippi for committing to every donation to Commentator's Choice. Thank you. I appreciate that much. That'll go towards the Metroid Dread boss rush because we're less than $2,000 away.
Nice.
We got this, y'all. We have $100 from Anonymous who says, Linkus7 is who originally got me into speedrunning. I'm so happy to see him on the big stage with this fantastic run.
Thank you.
We have another $100 from Anonymous who says, Oi! I'm so excited to see Linkus run Wind Waker this year. It always amazes me how he can give detailed glitch explanations while performing them at the same time. Thank you to GDQ runners and staff for all the good y'all are doing for the world.
Thank you. Yeah, and we're actually coming up right now on, hopefully, fingers crossed, the coolest fight, if I can execute it well. This is the Papagena fight. This is the hardest boss fight easily if you're doing the speedrun method. The casual method would be to cut down his cords with like the boomerang, slowly shoot one like the ball. He would go up, repair, come down, you repeat this process. It's super slow. Not only is it slow, I can't even do that. I don't have the boomerang. So I have to try and read his pattern and shoot light arrows with perfect timings. You can sometimes get screwed by luck, so you can't hit a shot, but most of it is just, it's more really difficulty because it's just about having enough experience to read his pattern and be able to get a feel for when to shoot. So hopefully this goes well. So here we go for first phase. 1. Oh, almost.
Nice flick.
2. Great. Beautiful.
That's pretty much the hardest phase.
Yeah.
You would think the third phase is the hardest, but like when you fight this boss a lot, it's really simple.
Yeah. Definitely. No, that was overall pretty clean. For the second phase, there's a cool trick you can do known as Crip Shot. So normally this is a 3-phase. Once again, you hit him once, 2 times, and 3 times. Now, you can frame perfectly actually hit him while he's going up for a double hit. So it's a 2-cycle. I'm going to try and go for it. And hopefully we can get it. If not, it's not a big deal. It mostly just looks really cool. And it saves just a little bit of time. Let's see if we can get that. Slightly off. Hopefully if I get a lot of magic here, I can actually go for it again.
Nice.
Nice. Okay.
That was
slightly
really
off.
close.
Yeah, that was probably 1 frame off. All right. For last phase, since it's GDQ, I will go for a couple of just swag shots. You can technically, if you get lucky and line up, try and hit him in midair on the 3rd phase. I'm going to be honest, if I hit one, it is more luck than skill. But it would be very cool if we hit one. So I'll give it a try if I happen to have the opportunity here. But yeah. Oh, he was in front of the stone. Alright, I'm gonna go up and get some magic quickly. Fortunately, I missed my YOLO shots.
Oh, there it is.
I was about to say, where did that go? I hate the stone there. There you go.
Nice.
All right. There's actually nowadays some cool movement when it comes to this tower climb. This tower climb used to be very slow and tedious. Don't get me wrong, it's still kind of slow and tedious, but it is at least it has some cool tech than it used to be. So before we used to just climb up the rope the whole time. This one rope functions a little bit differently. If you remember earlier when I was swinging in the pirate ship, I mentioned how I jumped and then re-grabbed it. This rope is so long that it takes a while before the bottom starts swinging once you first grab it. So if you hold the R button, which also makes you try and hold Link to be steady on a rope as you're mashing A, you can actually mash up about half the distance. And yeah, we're already up half of it, so that's super fast.
Also, we just have the mirror shield now. Just want to point that out.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention it. Yeah, the game gave us the mirror shield for free during the cutscene. Here also, there's a few seconds of time save for a cool swag strat. Let's see if I can hit it. It should be... Beautiful. Flip through the ground. And then we should just be able to hook shot up and enter to Ganon. So there we go. That's it. All right. There is a very important part of this cutscene that we can't skip. For all old school viewers of Wind Waker, you know what's up. So you can read one or two donations, but otherwise there's some very important stuff in this cutscene.
Yes. We have a donation I don't understand. $50 from Hollander Cooper, who says, had to donate during the best Zelda game. Keep up the amazing work, and don't forget to pet Ganondorf at the end of the run.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Apparently he needs some pets. We also have $25 from Zenadir, who says, hey all, Link swimming instructor here. Where did you even learn that? It's not wrong, but... it's not right. Are you okay? Do I have enough time for one more?
Yep.
We have $15 from Anonymous, who says, greetings from Sweden. Great event again for a great cause. Managed to catch some of it this year. Keep up the good job, and let's break that 2 million line without pausa. I'd like to break it with pausa.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
We have $50 from Illy, who says, a little late, but welcome to Hyrule, Linkus. The run's about to end, so it is time for some color theory. What is Ganon's favorite color? Yeah, any, as long as it has a little Linkus hue.
Linkus hue, yeah, that is an emote. Which, speaking of which, is connected to what we're about to come up to. So, this is something very important. This is something that we need all to come together. Everyone in this room and Twitch chat at home. So, Ganon is about to find out some bad news, which is that he's not going to get Hyrule after all. And he's not going to take these news too well. So he is going to do a very horribly recorded laugh, which sounds like that's why it's called Hugh. Now, once it starts, I need every single body in this room to join in for the Hues, and everyone at home that's watching this as well, feel free to post Hugh or LOL, Ball W, whatever the GDQ chat has. I'm not sure about the emote selection there for the laugh emotes, but feel free. Just don't overdo it. So that being said, get ready, crowd. Get ready, chat. It's about to come down. In 3, 2, 1. All right, beautiful. Good job, everybody.
Just a nice little fun fact. The King of Hyrule actually hover hands the Triforce in this cutscene.
Yeah. Yeah, if you go into free cam, you can see that it's like whoever touches his Triforce has the power, and he's like this far away.
And the fight we're coming up on is actually really hard, at least in 90% when you have like no hearts. Luckily, we have hearts.
Yeah.
But it's still hard to do fast.
It's hard to do fast. Thankfully, though, I also have the grappling hook, so you can obtain backup hearts. And I did pick up 2 heart containers for GDQ.
I think
so
we're safe.
Yeah, if I take 5 HP and die here, I'm gonna be quite embarrassed. We should not happen. Also, time is coming up in about 1 minute.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know. All right.
Nice. That should be one cycle. Once you do the next one.
It's weird. Don't panic, Chad. It's okay. 2 hits are fine. Still have 3 hearts.
It's honestly the hardest part right there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only part that like is really annoying because it's not like consistent. This should always be consistent once he gives me a normal attack pattern. Thank you. Yeah, as long as I press A at the correct time there, it's always the same.
Time is when the sword hits Link, or the sword hits Ganondorf's head.
Yeah, I'll give you ready, yeah. So we're gonna to reflect this with our definitely legitimate Mary Shield. All right, and time.
Woo! Nice. All right. Great run.
Nice. That went well. Well, what was the time?
From what I can see, a 2:47.57.
2:47. That's not too bad.
Yeah, honestly, nothing went horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A few minor things, but that's pretty much estimate. Awesome. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that run nonetheless. This is a very, very difficult run to perform at a marathon because it's one of those games that's very punishing where if you fail one thing, it's usually minutes of time loss at a time. But I'm glad I at least was able to get through it. Had no major mistakes, just a couple of minor ones here and there. And yeah, I had an absolute blast. If you guys want to watch more Zelda content, you can definitely check out my own Twitch channel or YouTube channel, Linkus7, all social medias. Also, you definitely should check out on speedrun.com Wind Waker. It has an amazing community. And also before I head off, I want to do a last shout out to Gymnast that was supposed to do this run. Absolutely amazing runner. You should all definitely check him out as well if you want to see some Wind Waker speedruns. But yeah, with that said, I think that is it. Thank you so much, Games Done Quick, for having me. Thank you for being such an awesome crowd. Thank you, everybody. And I hope you enjoy the rest of GDQ.